Welcome to Countdown to Kickoff, presented by Salesforce.
Spectacular first Saturday in November on the University of Notre Dame campus. And this cathedral of college football, as it has been for 9 decades, a perfect setting for the sports heavyweights to meet. For the last 5 years, Clemson has been a measuring stick of excellence. 5 straight playoff appearances, 2 national titles, and perhaps poised for another run this year. But COVID-19 has sidelined their star quarterback, and with Trevor Lawrence out, talented true freshman DJ Uiagalelei tries to keep the Tigers perfect tonight. For the undefeated Irish, they pointed to this week, this game, this night. Their senior quarterback gets another shot at knocking off #1 Clemson, and he's backed by a top 10 in the nation defense. So tonight, college football's current gold standard lines up across from the Golden Helmets as #1 Clemson visits #4 Notre Dame. And welcome to Notre Dame football on NBC. Hi, everyone. I'm Mike Tirico in this year and this week of the unprecedented. How nice and refreshing to have something that is pretty common to us. One of the college football games of the year under the lights right here in Notre Dame Stadium. And sure, some of the shine came off of this one when Trevor Lawrence was deemed out. But if you saw DJ Uiagalelei play against Boston College last week, you know this true freshman's good, and you know Clemson is as good as any team in the country. So for the Irish, you can make the argument, even though the last decade has been really good, they're missing a signature win. Well, most of their big games against the top 5 teams in the country have come on the road. Tonight, Notre Dame gets one of those big guns right here in this stadium where they've won the last 22 games. And since both are in the ACC, this could be round 1 of 2. But in this year of uncertainty, we don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. There are certainly national title implications on the line here tonight. So the game will kick off at about 7:35 Eastern time. And 25 minutes after that, President-elect Joe Biden will be speaking to the country. We'll pick up NBC News' coverage at that time. The game will go over to USA Network at that point, and as soon as the speech and the coverage is done, we'll come back here to NBC for the remainder of #1 Clemson, #4 Notre Dame. Between now and kickoff, to set the table, we go down to Jack Collinsworth and Heisman Trophy winner Doug Flutie.
That's right, Mike. You know, the entire year has felt like a pregame show for this night. You know, primetime Flutie is back. Doug, what's different about playing in these games? Primetime, steal the nation's attention.
Exactly that. You're stealing the nation's attention. Everyone is watching, and you know it. You're excited about the opportunity, but it's a night game, and you got to wait all day. They just want to get in the pads and get out here for pregame. They want to go get hit and start this game.
If Clemson's going to pull it off, they're going to have to do it without their ace in Trevor Lawrence. It is a true freshman quarterback stepping in, although he's a 5-star true freshman in DJ Uiagalelei.
I'll tell you what, he didn't play like a freshman last week. 18 points down, came from behind, over 300 yards passing, dealing with blitzes, hitting the hot receiver in stride, fading away from the unblocked rusher, doing all the things that a veteran quarterback can do, reading the zone read, being patient with his reads. We're watching him out here pregame slinging the ball. It's coming out of his hand. He can throw the football.
In his first start, nobody removed more pressure in the running and in the passing game than Travis Etienne.
I'll tell you, last week he proved what a great receiver he can be. He became the all-time ACC rushing leader, but he was running routes. He was outside, running a double move, hitch and go. He's running out of the backfield, of course, screens and things like that. But he's a tough matchup in the pass game now.
And Doug, Notre Dame fans will remember Justin Ross all too well, but he was lost for the year with a spinal injury. Amari Rodgers has stepped up big.
He is an exceptional slot receiver. He's their leading receiver both in yards and catches. He's quick in the slot, and he can beat you over the top too. He's got that speed, so they can do a lot of things, but he's that versatile guy that can do a lot of things.
They have a Notre Dame defense that's one of the best in the country. Dalen Hayes, he looked like a top pick for the first time this year last weekend.
Yeah, he had 2 sacks last weekend. They were his first sacks of the season. He's coming off shoulder surgery from last year, and he said this week, I finally feel like I'm full speed. He's a speed rusher on that edge. He dips that shoulder, gets around the corner. He is a big-time pass rusher.
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, on the other hand, he's been a star all year long. How should Notre Dame use him tonight, though?
He matches up well because he's a very versatile guy where he can cover down and be a linebacker. You know, you don't need to go to nickel. He's a freak of an athlete. Dabo Sweeney said he's a freak, and he has the athletic ability and probably the fastest guy on the defense.
Kyle Hamilton, he was on the radar this week down in Clemson. Dabo Sweeney compared him to former Clemson linebacker and current Arizona Cardinal Isaiah Simmons. Not bad company there.
Long and athletic. He stepped on campus at 6'4" and opened eyes day one at training camp. His first play on the field is an interception, pick 6. He's another guy that can hit you, but he can cover down on receivers so they can stay regular people if they have to, and their safeties match up well in coverage.
On the other side of the ball, the Notre Dame passing game, it's been slowly improving since Louisville. What's the state of the union right now for Ian Book?
Ian Book is just so efficient. He's only got 1 interception all year. And just do your thing. Your best is good enough. Go out, throw the ball, be efficient. Don't turn it over. You've got to take some risks down the field. Try to hit those big shots without turning the ball over.
Offensive coordinator Tommy Rees has had the spotlight on Kyron Williams all year long, although Book's been active in the running game as well.
Yeah, Ian moves well. He loves when he can use his legs. Ian Book is a very, very athletic quarterback. He's most comfortable when he's using his legs.
How about Kyron Williams? Because they had been splitting carries, but really he's becoming the featured man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He became that guy week 1, 100-yard rushing game. He is also one of these guys that can go out and run routes. He can carry the load. He's going to be the workhorse, but he's also going to be able to move out, catch the ball out of the backfield, running routes. They will try to pound the ball today.
Doug, surprisingly, Tommy Tremble has not caught a touchdown all year long, but he may be the most dominant player on this Notre Dame offense.
He walked on campus, and he looked like this skinny guy they were calling a tight end that should be a wide receiver. He gets in line, and he's moving people in the blocking game. He motions back and becomes a fullback and is a power blocker, but he can run routes like a wide receiver downfield, very versatile. They like to go multiple tight end sets.
And they will go up against this Clemson defense, even with men down. It'll be the best by far that Notre Dame has faced all season long. A pair of true freshmen, Miles Murphy and Brian Bruzzi, look like the next great duo up front.
Bruzzi inside, 300-pounder, run stopper. Murphy on the edge, 3.5 sacks. You see that? They came in as freshmen. They were in high school last year, all right? They're coming in. They shed blocks, both of them, speed on the edge. Dynamic, have made a big impact freshman year, true freshman.
And on the back end, Nolan Turner, he's been Mr. Turnover all year for Clemson.
The ball finds him. He's got the magnet, all right? The ball's coming to him. 3 interceptions this year, 6 on his career. He intercepted Ian Book back in 2018 in the Cotton Bowl. He's a smart player, savvy. He reads well and anticipates.
Clemson defensive coordinator Brent Venables is also a proud dad tonight. There's his son, Jake, getting the start at linebacker. James Skalski's still out.
Yeah, Jake stepped in really nice last week, 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. He's a coach's son. He's not going to be you better not make mistakes if you're a coach's son. And he plays it that way. He's quick to anticipate in the right spot and heads downhill.
Brian Kelly and Dabo Sweeney have been household names for over a decade, but we learned something new about both head coaches in just a few minutes. Clemson, Notre Dame, less than 30 till kickoff. Welcome back to the countdown to kickoff presented by Salesforce. It's a beautiful night in South Bend, been 70 degrees all day. And Brian Kelly, he's already carving out his place in Notre Dame history. But as he builds the next chapter of his legacy, he understands that it will be really remembered by his impact on his players and ultimately winning games like tonight.
Where I was brought up, probably being an outsider a little bit, sport for me was our way of moving up, getting out in the streets and playing pickup games, and the way that's shaped, my identity as a coach. I'm always looking for those guys to kind of earn their way.
If you come to Notre Dame, your actions on this campus are going to speak as loud, if not louder, than what you do on the football field. That's why our guys are very successful when they leave here, because they're prepared for what life is going to hand them.
Good morning. You here to bus?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can park anywhere you like.
Thank you.
When we talk about what a Notre Dame man is, it's that they're able to handle life. And if you're involved with them on a day-to-day basis, you can relate. When I played, the head coach maybe talked to you twice a week, and if he did, you were excited about it. Today, if the head coach talked to you twice, you'd probably think about transferring. It's just a different age, and so it requires much more high touch and making certain that you can relate. And I just want to, I want everybody to understand this. Change is going to happen in this country, but it can't happen if you don't keep using your voice. And you can use it in many ways. One is by ballot, right? So keep your voice active. Be an agent for change. That's my message to everybody. Be an agent for change. Now, I want to see us physically beat Clemson. Let's show them how we do it. What's happened during this time is it's freed them up on Saturdays to go play because there's just so much else going on in the world today that their game has improved because of it. So I think that we take a different perspective on Saturdays now, going through what we've gone through.
That's some rare access right there. I don't think I've ever seen the inside of Brian Kelly's car before. It's great to welcome Corey Robinson, former Notre Dame wide receiver, of course, the Heisman Trophy winner, and Doug Flutie. Corey, you played for Brian Kelly not too long ago. How have you seen his style evolve over the years?
Well, Jack, when I was a freshman, Coach Kelly was establishing a culture of winning. He's done that. That comes from the coaching staff. But now, to take it to the next level and ultimately win a championship, it has to be player-driven. And he's empowered his senior leaders, Ian, Book, and Dalen Hayes, to do that.
You know, he made changes himself in the way he was coaching after a bad season and really turned this program around and got it going again in the right. Now, all upperclassmen going after it.
Corey, why is there reason to believe right now that this team can hang with the best in college football?
Before, it was about winning, but now winning isn't enough. Now they want to dominate, and that's an important mind shift change.
Well, we've already taken a ride in Brian Kelly's car. When we come back, I'll teach you something brand new about Dabo Swinney, which after all these years, it's almost hard to believe we can still learn something new about Dabo Swinney. We'll do it next.
Welcome to Notre Dame football, brought to you by Salesforce.
It is a magnificent early November night in South Bend. And we're at Notre Dame Stadium, where for 91 years, some of college football's biggest moments have taken place. 15 years ago, the last time #1 visited, top-ranked USC needed a push from Heisman winner Reggie Bush to defeat the Irish in a classic. And 27 years ago, the game of the century, when the second-ranked Irish knocked off Heisman winner Charlie Ward at #1 Florida State. Tonight was supposed to be the night the current face of college football had his moment in this legendary spot. But Trevor Lawrence is out, replaced by the uber-talented true freshman DJ Uiagalelei, trying to get Dabo Swinney's Clemson Tigers a 37th consecutive regular season win. What an opportunity for Notre Dame. Brian Kelly's Irish finally get a top-ranked team on their turf. As Ian Book, one of the winningest quarterbacks in school history, goes for one they would remember here forever. The key players in this historic stadium as #1 undefeated Clemson visits #4 undefeated Notre Dame. Let's go to the northeast corner of the stadium. Tigers ready to come out of their locker room. About 50 yards away, the Irish doing the same. As they wait, here's Brian Kelly with words for his team a moment ago.
You don't have to be anything else. Play with that fearlessness that we've talked about. Play with that passion. Play with that juice. And play with a playmaker's mindset. That's how we win this football game. 4 quarters, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a great opportunity. But keep the basic tenets of football first and foremost in how we play Notre Dame football. It's going to be an awesome night. Can't wait to watch it. Let's get one hell of a night. Yeah.
And here come the Irish. Just the second time in Brian Kelly's 11 years here, Notre Dame is hosting a top 10 team. And his quarterback, Ian Book, the seniors, never lost a game in this stadium as a starter. 13-0. And here they come, the national champs in 2016 and 2018. #1 in the nation. Second ever visit to South Bend for 7-0 Clemson. Dabo's first time ever in this stadium, and he's been soaking it all up throughout the last 24 hours, ready to bring his team in here. to take on Brian Kelly's team. Here's the Irish coach with Catherine Tappan.
Coach, this Irish team has won 22 consecutive games here at Notre Dame Stadium, but tonight the top-ranked team in the country comes to town. What do you need to do to extend that win streak tonight?
You know, I just told them we need to be who we are. Run the football effectively, take some shots down the field, and be defensively who we have been, not giving up big plays. And we've got to tackle well tonight. You know, they got a big quarterback in DJ, and Etienne is an explosive player. So some of the basic tenets of football are going to have to show up here tonight.
Your quarterback, Ian Book, only has 3 losses as a starter for the Irish, one of those coming against Clemson in the college football semifinal 2 years ago. What have you seen from the development of your quarterback since then?
Well, you know, he's obviously won a lot of football games. He knows how to win. You know, he's going to be pushed tonight in a bigger environment relative to the kind of team he's playing. So Ian will be fine. He just needs to get the ball to his playmakers and, you know, obviously run the football effectively, and that should help him a lot.
Coach, thank you very much. Let's send it across the field now to Jack Collinsworth.
Coach, this is your first trip to South Bend. How do you leave here in 3 hours with a win?
Well, we got to take care of the ball, keep them on a long field. We got to be great in third down. You know, two really good third down teams. That's going to be a key part of it. But don't help them stop the run. It's going to come down to the trenches. Who can win there?
Coach, we really appreciate the time.
You got it, man.
Best of luck.
All the best.
Back up to you, Mike.
All right, Jack, thank you. With the Hall of Famer, Super Bowl winning coach Tony Dungy, who was up at 4 a.m. this morning. He is all ready for this. A lot of words have been said. Give me your coach's eyes, what you're looking at on the field. How about when Clemson has the ball?
Well, when Clemson has the ball, Jack and Doug told us about the stars, but what I want to watch is the tempo. Clemson wants to play fast, up-tempo. Even though they've got a freshman quarterback, they want to throw the ball. Notre Dame has a great defense, 2 guys to keep an eye on. Kyle Hamilton, the free safety, and Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, the rover. These are 2 of the best defensive players in the country. They're going to be disguising a lot tonight, trying to fool DJ.
How about when the Irish have the ball?
Well, you heard Coach Kelly say we've got to run. You heard Dabo say we've got to stop the run. That gigantic offensive line of Notre Dame. Clemson has some front 7 players out, injured. So they're going to have to use movement, speed, blitzes, stop Notre Dame from running. That's what I want to see. That's going to be the key to the game tonight.
We're going to see it right away. Notre Dame won the toss. They want the ball. They want to set that tone early on in this one. A lot of numbers with some good teams. Here are the ones of note. 36 in a row in the regular season. 50 wins on Saturdays in a row for Clemson. The Irish going for 13 in a row. Longest win streak in the country. 22 wins at home. Second longest. As Dabo Swinney said earlier in this week, this is college football at its best. B.T. Potter will kick it off for the Tigers. Notre Dame's freshman Chris Tyree back deep to receive. Number 1, number 4, and off we go from South Bend. Potter's kick will go into the end zone. It's a touchback. Notre Dame will start from its own 25. So we check out the senior Ian Book from El Dorado Hills in Northern California. 4 years ago, this guy was 5th string. Now he's top 5 on most of the big Notre Dame all-time passing list. He started against Clemson in that college football playoff national semifinal a couple of years ago. Then Catherine asked Brian Kelly about it, and Ian watched that tape, and he said, I didn't even recognize that guy. He's matured, and he's improved a lot. See a lot of tight ends with Notre Dame. Clemson's missing some big names on defense. First play, looked deep twice, it was covered. Out of the pocket, Book just dumps it forward to block Brock Wright. The flag down with a gain of 8 to the 33-yard line. Flag thrown to the 30. Early look like it's a hold on the Tigers. Jeff Heiser, one of the best referees in the ACC, wears the white hat and is in charge of this game tonight on the field.
Holding. Defense. Number 10. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Dalen Spector, the weak side linebacker.
Yes, and he just grabs Brock Wright as he's running the crossing route. But it's interesting to see Tommy Reese, the offensive coordinator, come out. He told us he was going to try to break some tendencies early in the game, coming out throwing when we're expecting them to pound the ball.
There's Reese, former Irish quarterback, 28 years old. Same generation as his quarterback. Here's the give, Kyron Williams, left side, into the secondary. Williams down the sideline. Kyron Williams might go. Notre Dame, touchdown.
Yeah, you're going to see some slanting, and the Notre Dame offensive line zone blocked it and picked it up. Created a great space, and then this is what Kyron Williams can do. He froze. Turner ran right around him, couldn't get him down. Big start for the Irish.
65-yard run for the sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri. His 8th touchdown, and the Irish start this one with a bang. Jonathan Dorr for the extra point. And in 33 seconds, Notre Dame said, we win the toss, we want the ball. We want to send a message. Message sent. 7-0 Notre Dame. Bauer, Drew White, Isaiah Foskey leading the charge. Bauer has been a big impact man on special teams. And we'll check the second flag of this first quarter.
Holding. Receiving team. Penalties after this is the goal. First down.
So it'll be a long field for the Tigers. Let's go back to Dixon and the mishandle.
Yep. Ball drifted on him a little bit. Didn't get his body in front of it.
So DJ Uiagalelei and the Tigers will take over from their own 6-yard line. Got a sensational back, as good as there is in the country. Travis Etienne. He saw one running back get going. He wants to start matching them. 10 for the first down to the 16-yard line for Etienne. So Uiagalelei from Southern California played his high school football halfway between LA and Anaheim at St. John Bosco. True freshman. Dabo Swinney told us this week he'd be starting in almost any other Division I program in the country. And when you watch the tape against Boston College last week, you understand why he said that. The slant throw is caught. Busy man last week, Cornell Powell, with the catch there, Tony, to the 24-yard line.
And Mike, we're going to see this up-tempo. This is the way Clemson wants to play. Attack with the run, get going, formations, get you at the line of scrimmage and adjust quickly.
4 eligibles to the left to get it in the hands of Etienne, who gets stuck by Drew White, the middle linebacker. A yard shy of the first down, it'll be 3rd down.
And this is what they said they wanted to do. Stay in 3rd and shorts, 3rd and mediums, not let Notre Dame be able to substitute and get into extended nickel packages. They feel they've got the advantage here on these 3rd and short situations.
In motion, Amari Rogers, the give to Etienne, not going to get there. Shane Simon, the linebacker, got off a block. He and Ade Ogundeji make the play. After 1 first down, the Tigers will kick it away.
And this was really well done by the Notre Dame defense. You're going to see penetration by Heinisch early, but it was Shane Simon filling the hole, making the big stop.
Clemson has excellent kickers. Will Spires set to send this one away. Matt Salerno back deep for the Irish. Line drive, 37-yarder. Salerno on the run, returns it 5 yards to the 44. That's where the Notre Dame Fighting Irish offense will take over. 2:41 into this one. Not a good start for Dabo's team.
Toast to the Fighting Irish by raising a pint of Guinness, official beer of Notre Dame alumni and fans. Stick around at halftime for a special message from Guinness and football legend Joe Montana. Drink responsibly.
In about 12 minutes, President-elect Joe Biden, Vice President-elect Kamala Harris will address the nation. We'll get the live coverage from Lester Holt and NBC News at that time. The game will move to USA Network. Ian Book stepping up, flushed out of the pocket, looking for a space to run. He'll lose a yard as he stopped at the 43-yard line. So in about 12 minutes, this game will go to USA Network. It's also available on the NBC Sports app. as soon as Leicester and the coverage from Delaware is concluded. We'll be back here on NBC for the remainder of the game. So you have the options laid out for you for the next 10 minutes.
Notre Dame was trying to take a shot there, Mike. 3 tight ends, make it look like run, go for the home run.
Second down and 11 for the Irish after the loss of 1. Clemson brings pressure. It's a run for Kyron Williams. Mark him up at the 47-yard line. And 3 yards there with 3rd and long coming up.
And again, we want to keep an eye on this. Kyron Williams hit pretty near the line of scrimmage, ends up driving forward, making 3-4 yards. Yards after contact. He called them bully yards when he talked to us.
The Irish get set for this 3rd down. We'll see what Brent Venables and the Clemson defense dials up. Confusion and pressure. They're so good at it, but they are shorthanded. They're missing 3 of their best defensive players here tonight. 3rd and 7. Here they come. Pressure picked up. Book takes a shot downfield, and it's caught by McKinley at the 26-yard line. Devon comes back to get a gain of 27 yards. First down, Irish.
And you're right, Mike. They did come with the blitz. They heated it up, but Kyron Williams is going to come across and pick this up, make the throw possible, and then it's just a one-on-one. And Javon McKinley goes up and gets this ball. This is what they're counting on. Clemson puts a lot of pressure on their corners. Notre Dame needs to hit these shots.
And Venables said they had to be better on the ball in the air, and they weren't there. 1st and 10 for the Irish from the 25. Williams for a yard. The son of the defensive coordinator, Jake Venables, with the tackle. So you have those guys who are catching and running the ball around Ian Book. Williams, who scored. Skoranek, the grad transfer from Northwestern. The tight ends are excellent. Up front, fabulous group. They are now 142 total starts, including tonight. It'll be Tommy Reese on the right, trying to get his guys to set a tone offensively, and Brent Venables with the pressure, trying to change it up. Second down design run, Book to the left. We'll get to the 19-yard line as he lowers his shoulders. And Tony, that extra 3 yards turns it into what the Irish really want, 3rd and 4.
Yeah. Both coaches and staffs talked about this. We've got to get them defensively. We've got to make it 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. Offensively, we want to make it 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. And you're right. Ian Book just finishing that run puts it in a manageable 3rd down.
You see where that money down happens. Both teams have cashed in this year. 3 tight ends. Wilkins, the receiver. They'll throw out of 3 tight ends. Tommy Tremble, one of those tight ends. First down, Irish at the Clemson 11.
Yeah, Clemson came with another blitz. Again, picked up very well. Running back steps up, picks it up, gives him time, and then this is just Tommy Tremble releasing. When you pick it up, Ian Book has the time to make a good read and a good throw.
Darian Kendrick, first team All-ACC last year, coming into this year, I should say, made the tackle on the edge. But the Irish, good field position off that line drive punt, and in the red zone already. From the 11, again a designed run with Book. It's a yard to the 10-yard line. Balin Spector with the tackle.
Tommy Reese, the offensive coordinator for Notre Dame, told us he was going to try to break some tendencies, and he's doing it. Design runs with Ian Book, passes out of 3 tight end sets, doing a great job mixing so far.
James Skalski missing. Mike Jones Jr., the other linebacker, out. No Xavier Thomas for the first half. Targeting penalty last week among the issues for Clemson. 2nd and 9, Book looking end zone. Everybody's covered. On the run, Book at the 5. He'll get out of bounds at the 4 and jump over the sideline cart there to set up 3rd. And a first down can be achieved just inside the 2.
Ian Book might have had Ben Skoranek here. He's coming in just on a little hook route, and he might have been able to get this ball in. Wasn't looking that way, chose to run it. Again, try to get it to 3rd and manageable, 3rd and short. This is where Notre Dame wants to be.
Book likes to run. It seems to get him in rhythm, seems to get his game going. a big part of what he's done. He's second all time to Tony Rice in quarterback rushing yards at Notre Dame. 3 for a first down, 4 for a touchdown. Skoranek, the receiver, like a power blocker. And on the hand, Williams shy of the first down at the 1.5. So
this is going to be close. Another good finish to the run. Looked like he was short, but I think he might have finished it well enough to get the first down.
Got to get right to the 1. Line judge came right in and said 4th down. Looks like the Irish are going to go for it.
The Irish have this powerful offensive line. Clemson is going to have to slant and blitz and try to hit a gap and get a play for a loss here.
Irish have brought in yet another tight end, George Takis, 85 in the game. 4th and inches. Thought there was a flinch. Yes, there was. There's a flinch on the left end of the line. And now Notre Dame will go for the field goal.
Try to snap. Ball start. Offense. Number 87. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's the freshman Michael Mayer. He's lined up tight on the left side.
Yep, and just that little movement, little over anxious. They were going to run left behind their big guys, though.
So Jonathan Dorr will have a chance for a field goal here. You see Dorr's numbers on the season. He's only missed 2. This will be from 24 yards. Clemson had good pressure on that extra point after the opening Irish touchdown. Pressure here. Dorr bangs it through. And in the first 9:05 of this one, Notre Dame has scored on its first 2 possessions. 10-0. Fighting Irish. Wednesday's most watched dramas are back. Chicago Med, Fire, and PD. Chicago Wednesdays return this Wednesday on NBC. Awesome city, the heartbeat of the Midwest, 95 miles from South Bend. Chicago, don't start thinking we're connecting your city and a quarterback who's going to be in the draft next year. But you look at Trevor Lawrence, the presumed #1 pick, tested positive for COVID-19 10 days ago, went through the isolation phase. Needs to pass a cardiac phase to return to competition. That's why he's able to make the trip. He's feeling good, but he's just not ready to start playing. Touchback, and Clemson will take over at the 25. So we've met the quarterback, DJ Uiagalelei. Let's meet the rest of the Clemson offense. Travis Etienne, the all-time leading rusher in the ACC. Amari Rogers leads this team in receptions. They can break the game on any snap. The least experience on this offense is up front, but it's a big game for the left guard, Matt Bockhorst. He's from Cincinnati. He grew up coming to games here. Now he gets the chance to play at Notre Dame Stadium. We talked to Matt about that this week. So excited as a kid born in the state of Indiana before moving to Cincinnati to have a chance to play here. For the 25, Uiagalelei throws it to Etienne on the edge. There goes Travis. Gain of 7. Usu Koromoa with a tackle for the Irish.
This is what Clemson did last week. They wanted to get the ball to Travis Etienne, not necessarily in the running game, but spread him out, get it to him in the passing game.
And he has worked on that part of his game. He's been outstanding. 7 receptions, set a Clemson running back record for receiving yards last week. Still does this. Fights for that extra yard. As Shane Simon and Justin Adamiola bring him down. Matching wits when Clemson has the ball. 2 guys who are future head coaches in college football, we think. Clark Lee and Tony Elliott.
Just outstanding coaches. They really connect with their players, and very, very smart men.
First-class individuals. 3rd and 2. Uiagalelei moves Etienne over. Gives him a word. DJ going to look to throw. Now fire it. And it's complete. You see that rocket launcher. Joseph Ngata with the catch. Slow to get up after the grab.
This was a great read and a great throw. The throw is unbelievable, but the read is even better. He wanted to get it to Amari Rogers quick in the flat. Notre Dame rotated, took Rogers away. He came to his second read and made a great throw.
Second first down picked up by the Tigers. This is their second drive. Uiagalelei firing deep ball downfield. Cornell Powell with the catch for the touchdown. First down, shot play territory, and Cornell Powell, who was the favored target of DJ last week, hooks up here for a 53-yard score.
Little play action. They take away the middle of the field, but he just goes over the top. Uiagalelei reads it. Bracy just settles a little bit, and these Clemson receivers are dynamic, and you cannot relax. You cannot make a mistake. They can take advantage of it.
Cornell Powell had to wait his time. A lot of talented players in front of him. He was pushed, he has persevered, and he has come through big the last couple of games. Extra point added by B.T. Potter. What a start to this one. 4 drives, 3 scores. Down 10. Cornell Powell cuts into it. Clemson on the board. Down 3. We're on the right, DJ Uiagalelei. We got to remind you that he is a true freshman. He was playing against high school kids last year, Tony.
That would have been fair.
Big Cinco, that's a nickname he got for wearing number 5 at St. John Bosco. Throwing it in a helmet and on the pitcher's mound as well. USA Today National Offensive Player of the Year as a junior, then committed to Clemson. And Clemson doesn't go out to Southern California and recruit. They actually found him as they were looking for a linebacker out there. And he comes in as a freshman, and somebody, a friend of Dabo Swinney's, texted him last week, said, you guys got some sort of a quarterback lab there at Clemson? Because if you do, you took Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence, you blended them together, and you got DJ. Big Cinco.
Yeah, and we asked Coach Swinney who he reminded him of. You know, he said when Deshaun was there, he was Michael Jordan. I said, who is this? He said, this is Shaq.
An engaging young man as well. Found a great connection to Clemson. Was willing to come and sit behind Trevor Lawrence.
Yes, which is unusual for those star quarterbacks.
And here he is, thrust into a couple of big spotlights. No return on the B.T. Potter kick. Irish will take over the 25. Here's that Clemson defense has put up great numbers even with their youth and injuries this year. Brian Brzee, he was the top player in the country as a high school senior last year. He's a true freshman, just like Miles Murphy. So they're missing 2 of those 3 linebackers I mentioned. That means Balin Spector's got to be the quarterback of the defense. You're going to see 3 good corners as well for Clemson. Keeping it all together in the back end. Nolan Turner, Dabo Swinney, it's the base safety play they've had in the last 18 years. And there's James Skowski, usually the quarterback of this defense. He's out. Tyler Davis, stud defensive end. Mike Jones plays that linebacker nickel position, also out. Drive 3 for the Irish in 25, and only maybe a yard as Niles Pinkney envelops the freshman Chris Tyree.
And you can see, Mike, Clemson does not want to let Notre Dame get this run game started. They are sneaking those safeties up in the box. They are really, really worried and concerned about this run game. That's going to open up some shots down the field in the throwing game.
Irish using the width of the field here. Book protected, nothing open, chased by Brzee. They'll get to the 31, maybe the 32, to set up 3rd and 3 for Notre Dame.
Yeah. 2 things you'll notice here. Good protection. Ian Book taking his time, going through his reads. The protection is sound, but watch Brzee. Mike, you talked about him. This is a guy with some speed and athleticism for a big man.
He's 6'5", 300. He and DJ are roommates. Can you imagine that room? You've got a couple of number 1 overall guys in terms of high school recruiting. Clemson has bankrolled its success into fabulous recruiting. Showing pressure here. Bringing 5. They're picked up, and Book's pass to Skoranek for the first down at the 38-yard line. Ben Skoranek, the grad transfer who grew up in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
And Clemson was worried about this in these 3rd and medium situations. They can come in here in this bunch look, in and out, just enough to get the first down. And Ian Book is deadly accurate in these situations. He doesn't miss many of these open throws.
An update, everyone. President-elect Biden, Vice President-elect Harris, their motorcade is moving towards the site of the speech in Delaware, so we'll get you to that when it happens. Give to Kyron Williams to the left, to the 42-yard line. And a good pickup of 4 on first down for the Irish.
Same stretch play that Kyron Williams scored on, running to the left. This time he's got Tommy Tremble as his lead blocker in front of him. He finds his way through, sorts it out for Kyron Williams, and this is a good, effective first down run. This is what Notre Dame wants to do. Keep those chains moving, stay in manageable down and distance situations.
Second and 5. It's Williams to the inside. That time the line of scrimmage was neutralized. And it's a minimal gain that'll set up third down. Another true freshman, big-time recruit, Miles Murphy from Marietta, Georgia, made the tackle.
Where do they get these guys from? They're all over the place. They're all top high school players, and they come in and fit right in.
You know, Tony, sometimes you hear that, oh, yeah, school X had the #1 recruiting class. Okay, we'll see in a couple of years. No, we see it right now.
They're playing immediately.
Yeah, and these two freshmen doing the job up front. Different personalities as well. Murphy, a little more mild-mannered. Brzee, he's got some energy, he's got some juice, a little more life in the party. Both of them are pretty darn good at playing important snaps for the Tigers this year. Third and 4, they bring 5. Notre Dame picks them up. The book pass complete. Tremble for the first down. Tommy catches it at the 42. It's a gain of 16.
This is tough coverage for any defensive back. Tommy Tremble's in the middle of the field. He's got a two-way go, breaks inside, away from Zanders, and again, a ball right on the money between the 2 and the 4. Good protection, very accurate throw. Ian Book is playing exceptional football early on. He's really locked in.
No incompletions, 9 for 9 both ways. Book is pressured here, goes left, throws on the run, and the quarterbacks combine for 10 for 10. Javon McKinley brings it in at the 28-yard line as we get to the end of the opening quarter. After 1 here in South Bend, it's Notre Dame 10, Clemson 7. Irish on the move, #1 against #4. And you're watching Notre Dame football on NBC, which will continue after these messages. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Salesforce. Aerial coverage on this Saturday night brought to you by Geico. 60 degrees. Incredible weather for the first Saturday in November. Notre Dame with 166 yards in that first quarter. Clemson only gives up 275 a game on average this year. Irish lead 10-7. Second quarter begins with 1st and 10. Kyron Williams, who has the touchdown run from the opening drive, gains 2 to the 25-yard line. Tony's had a big quarter in the score sheet, but also as a running back picking up blocks.
Yeah, everybody's going to talk about the long touchdown run, but this is what has really made the offense go. The pass protection. He talked to us about this yesterday, that he was really going to have to scan, picking up inside, off the corner.
And now on the run again, here he is to the 10-yard line. So he has been as valuable as any Notre Dame player in this first 15 minutes and 35 seconds.
And Clemson, you can really see where they're missing some of their interior people. They're not able to generate pressure, and they're having to blitz and stunt against the running game.
Ball touching the 10. It's 1st and goal. Right back to Williams, looking to bounce it to the outside. Couldn't get there. And he'll be stopped after a gain of about a yard. Tony, the red zone early on in this season was not good for Notre Dame. They got down there in the first quarter, had a penalty. This is an important 8 yards to get for the Irish.
It really is. You want to score a touchdown. You've moved the ball so well. The tight ends have been big. Look for Mayer and Tremble down here in the red area inside the 10.
I'll amend that to 9 yards as the ball was marked at the 9. 2nd and goal. Michael Mayer, outstanding true freshman for the Irish. Top of your screen, tight end. They back off in coverage. Book's looking Mayer's way. It's covered Book creating, fires just out of the back of the end zone. He throws it away.
Excellent decision. Really don't want to force anything here. You've got another down to work with. They've got Michael Mayer split out here. Got a chance to work with him, but he's double covered. So scramble, see what can happen, throw it away, keep your third down in place. Good decision by Ian Book there.
Brent Venables, who brings pressure so much, that time backed off in zone. Spector hit Mayer before he could get open. Only 3 on the front line here for Clemson. Late clock at 3. Timeout Notre Dame.
I think you're right, Mike. They were expecting blitz, expecting pressure. Now 3-man rush, didn't have the right play.
100 seconds into this second quarter. 3rd and goal for the Irish when we come back. Notre Dame football is brought to you by Geico. You can save even more by bundling home and car insurance. By Wendy's new pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger. Try one today. And by Just for Men mustache and beard for a gray-free game day. Joe Montana, Dwight Clark, one of the famous combinations in football history. First shared a field when Notre Dame and Clemson met in South Carolina in 1977. When President-elect Biden begins to speak, we'll get you to Lester Holt and NBC News. Our coverage will continue on USA Network. We're there right now. And 3rd and goal for the Irish at the 9. And Book with a 5-man rush picked up. Out to his right, looking for somebody to get free. Tries Mayer, who dropped it. Would have been tough. Mayer had to pivot his body. Couldn't hang on. And the field goal unit is coming on.
Ian Book did just about everything you can do, creating this. Clemson does come with a 5-man rush. They blitz. He steps up and delivers this ball. That's catchable ball. And I think Michael Mayer is going to go to the sideline and say, Ian, I let you down there.
"27 yards for Jonathan Dorr. Out of the hold of the punter, Jay Bramlett. And he knocks it through. So the Irish get inside the 10 twice. They only get 6 points. They've scored on all 3 drives. Brian Kelly's team leads 13-7. Very few coaches have done it as long as Brian Kelly in modern college football. 30 years as a head coach, 11 at Notre Dame. That's one of only 5 to spend a decade coaching the Fighting Irish. And the results have been there. The 5 10-win seasons, tying Lou Holtz for the most in school history. After that 4-8 season in 2016, a pivot and a program acceleration. 39-6 since being the college football playoff a couple of years ago and losing to Clemson in the national semifinal. Well, that's been the point people would bring up, Tony. 3-10 against the top 10 teams in the country. They haven't gotten that quote signature win. They also haven't had many opportunities here. That's why there's so many chips on the table here tonight.
And he's playing like those chips are on the table. He told us, I kind of broke protocol. I've been talking about Clemson for 3 or 4 weeks now. And then most coaches, when you win the toss, they defer. They want it in the second half. He said, no, we want the ball, and we want to take care of business and make a statement right away.
Travis Etienne back deep to receive. When Dabo Swinney wants something to happen, he puts Etienne. That was a lot of hang time on that kick. Etienne is going to be brought down at the 10. What a sensational coverage play for the Irish and Jack Lamb, the linebacker. I think other guys might not have taken that out, Tony, because of the long hang time.
Right, but Clemson is wanting that big play. That's how they play up-tempo. They'll take some chances, but that is great coverage. Brian Polian said he wanted to kick well and make a difference in field position, and so far the special teams have for Notre Dame.
You saw it at the start of the second half when they were down to BC last week. But Dabo Swinney put Etienne out there. So, whoa, it's getting serious now. Right. Let him touch the ball whenever possible. DJ Uiagalelei and the Tigers take over from their own 12. DJ's pass deflected and falls incomplete. That Shane Simon, I believe, got a hand on that. It was. A couple of big plays for the junior from New Jersey.
Early on, and you see Clemson trying to spread them out, getting a 4 wide receiver look. Are they going to Notre Dame play the box and stop the run, or are they going to stop the passing game and allow Etienne to run it inside?
That one had a sting. Uyunglele has a cannon. That one complete. Out of the tackle, Amari Rogers. Out of another tackle, Rogers. Rogers down the sideline, near the 40-yard line. Big pickup of about 28 yards for the elusive and slippery Amari Rogers.
And Mike, you can see why it's so important for Notre Dame to score touchdowns when they have an opportunity, because these guys are explosive. Clemson can make plays. This is just a short option route, looking for a 5-yard gain. Amari Rogers turns it into a big play. That's the kind of ability these Clemson receivers have.
And Owusu Koromoa and Crawford, two of their best players, missed tackles on that one. Etienne running into traffic. Dalen Hayes is there. Drew White is there for the Irish.
Notre Dame really doing a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage, just using their big bodies and their strength inside. Not many holes. I think Clemson is going to have to get the ball outside, get it to Etienne in the passing game, get it to their receivers. There's not much inside space there.
Clemson's third drive. Punt on the first, touchdown on the second. Uyunglele on the throwback. Amari Rogers got a lot of blockers. He's got a lot of speed. Rogers on the run inside the 30. Brought down to the 27-yard line by Drew White. Big flip of the field there to Amari for 34 yards.
Really a well-designed play. Rogers comes in motion. They fake the jet sweep. It looks like a bootleg to the right. All the actions to the right, but they lull you to sleep, get it out to the left, get it in the hands of their playmakers. And again, lightning strikes. That's what Clemson wants to do.
Rogers and Etienne getting things going. The Irish bring pressure. Etienne tripped up by Kyle Hamilton. At safety, sophomore from Atlanta. Terrific player. Trips up another good one.
Usually he's in the middle of the field, playing center field. He starts out there, but watch him time this blitz, hit it, and he actually blitzes, comes from 10, 11 yards deep and makes the play behind the line of scrimmage. Exceptional play.
Doug Flutie mentioned the pregame show. From his first snap in this stadium, you've seen Kyle Hamilton make plays that you say, wow. 2nd and 12. Uyunglele over the top, too high, incomplete. Ngata hurt earlier, back in the game. Didn't look like he was running smoothly on that play.
Says he wants to stay in the game. Yeah. He's going to be okay, but they're
going to get him.
Get him out. And again, this was the RPO, the run pass option. Uyunglele made the right read, had him open, but threw it behind him.
If there was one thing you noticed in the freshman, some high passes against BC last year.
Yep, ball sailing. He's really putting a little bit too much mustard on it.
Field goal from here in Potter's range, 46 yards. 3rd and 12. Flush to Uyunglele. Throws complete for the first down.
That was mustard when he needed it.
I mean, wow. Spicy mustard,
yes,
too. Amari Rogers to the 13. First down, Clemson.
And again, much as Ian Book has done, just moving around away from the rush, but when he notices a guy open, that ball gets there quickly and on target. Rogers just finds the open space here against the zone, stays on the move, and that ball is right there.
We're heading over to USA Network in a minute, and then be back after coverage of the president-elect's speech. Uyunglele runs to the left and is shoved out of bounds by the corner, Nick McLeod. So once again, the NBC Sports app or USA Network is where we will continue our coverage of Notre Dame Clemson after the coverage of the speech by President-elect Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris, anchored by Lester Holt and our news team. We'll be back with you for the remainder of the game here on NBC. Sneak in one more play before we move over to USA Network and throw it to Lester. 2nd and 11 for Clemson. ETN spinning and turning. He'll get down to the 7-yard line. We move to USA Network now. NBC News coverage of the speech in Delaware. All right, we're still here for a moment, so we'll sneak in 3rd and 5. Wait, the speech in Delaware. Now they have gone over on NBC. So we're with you on USA. Blitz coming. Uiagalelei throws it incomplete. Tremendous blitz by Bo Bauer for the Irish. Will force 4th down.
They're coming after him, and this was great timing on the blitz. Clark Lee dials it up, heats it up, right up the middle. Little miscommunication by ETN in the center, and they didn't get it picked up. Bo Bauer makes the play. Caused just enough confusion there, Mike.
Red zone defense. Both sides have come up very big, limiting touchdowns to field goals. BT Potter from 25 knocks it through. 13-10. The Irish lead is 3. 6.5 into this one. Well, you have played in and coached so many big games, the biggest games of all, like a Super Bowl. Watched a 1.5 here. Now things settle in a little bit. So what are you noticing?
And that's what you have to tell your team. Just let's relax and see what happens. What I'm noticing is Clemson is having trouble running the ball inside. Notre Dame is big and physical. I think Clemson now has to say, we've got to win this game throwing the football. Notre Dame is doing what they want to do. They've gotten some run game going. They have some passing game going because Clemson has to crowd the line of scrimmage. They have to blitz and pressure. I look for Notre Dame to throw a little bit more in the second quarter as well.
And Tony, are those conversations that Brian Kelly and Dabo Swinney are having with their coordinators at times like this after possessions end?
You absolutely are. You're saying, hey, here's what I see. Here's what I think we're going to have to do. Let's try to dial this up in this next series.
Dabo's beaten Brian Kelly in the 2 meetings between these teams. Mentioned the college football playoff semifinal, also a terrific regular season game in 2015 in Death Valley. No return for the 3rd time in 4 possessions. Notre Dame starts at its own 25.
Yeah, I would look for Notre Dame to come out, show some of those multiple tight end sets, but really be ready to take some shots up the field as Clemson tries to blitz that to stop the run. You've got some one-on-ones. They hit McKinley earlier in that situation. I think we could see something like that again on this series.
So Dabo Swinney over there as Trevor Lawrence and DJ Uiagalelei were talking. Dabo said, hey, he's coached Trevor this week. You know, you can travel with us. We can give you your jersey, but we want you helping DJ with what you see. And some reassurance there. Clemson's pressure picked up. Book gets rid of it, incomplete for Avery Davis. He had to get rid of it, and that's one thing, Tony, as you watch Clemson. They love to heat you up and get you out of any rhythm you might be in.
That's what they want to do, get those negative plays, create those 0-yardage plays. The blitz had not been effective. That one got there, and it wasn't a free guy, but just someone there forcing a quick throw.
Second and 10, a second throw. It's Skoranek on the side who's got it. Ben Skoranek fighting for that first down, and he got it at the 38-yard line. This young man went out to California to work with Ian Book in the offseason because he knew he'd have 1 year here. Wanted to make sure he was on the page with the quarterback.
And we talk about running backs finishing the runs. Ben Skoranek here is going to finish like a running back. Just a hitch. They want to just get in a manageable 3rd down situation, but he breaks 4 tackles, fights, yards after contact, first down.
6 of 9 passing, 2 of the 6 to Skoranek. A 3rd straight throw from the 38, covered deep, pressured, and Book will be thrown down, sacked by KJ Henry, the sophomore from Winston-Salem.
And this took a little while to get that sack, but what was happening, he was looking for Joe Wilkins right here in the slot, and they were trying to dial up one of those shot plays. So the big play is going to be a double move, stop and go, and he just didn't have time to cut it loose. Had Wilkins but now the pressure's there.
Sebo Flemister checks into the lineup for the Irish. Junior running back from Georgia. Sebo will have it, slip through a tackle. And another one. He wanted even more. Thought he could get away from the corner, Andrew Booth, who came charging in. But a good run by Flemister to the 36-yard line.
It was, and Tommy Rees after the sack wanted to get it into a third and manageable, run it. Didn't quite get as many as they'd like. 3rd and 12, 13. This is where Clemson wants to be on defense. Now they can mix it. They can show blitz, drop back. They can come, try to make you throw quick, hot. We'll see what they do here. 3-man line. Looks like they're going to play coverage.
No, the pressure comes late. No. And Liam Eichenberg saw what you saw. No.
Oh, here they come. Now this comes to a 3rd and 17, 18. Will Brent Venables dial up another blitz? We'll see.
You know, we always talk about the offense, Tony, but it's the defense same. It looks the same, but it's different. There's the look of 3 down linemen.
I thought for sure they were playing coverage. They timed it up. We're coming late.
Watch the draw, watch the screen, watch everything.
So they're coming again.
Here's Book taking a shot downfield towards Avery Davis, and it's incomplete. As breaking out of the zone was Darion Kendrick, who crushed Davis as he was going for the ball. And it'll bring up 4th down and a question of why no flag.
Davis is in the slot. He gets a free release. Ball is just slightly overthrown. I think Kendrick is playing the ball.
Yeah, he is.
I do.
Yeah.
He ends up making contact with Davis, but he's playing the ball. I think that's a good no call.
He's got just as much right to it up there in the air.
Brent Venables is something, though, bringing the house on 3rd and 18.
That's not your kind of defense, Coach.
I'd be holding my breath over there.
Jay Brantley kicked it to the 31, where it's fair caught by Amari Rogers. And Clemson will take over with 5:58 till the half and a 3-point Notre Dame lead.
And you're right, Mike. We've kind of seen this settle in now. Notre Dame got off to that hot start, and you think, hey, we're going to roll here. Clemson, we see how quick they can strike, and their defense now making some plays with that blitz mode.
And for Brian Kelly's team, it's that margin for error where you're playing a great team. You got to be perfect. Yeah. A little motion penalty on 4th and 1, just behind Mayer, the tight end. 8 points you leave on the table against a great team. Oh, on the toss, it's in the hands of Owusu Koramoah, who will score! Touchdown! Bouncing off of ETN into the arms of Owusu Koramoah for the 2nd straight week. A running play to ETN turns into an opponent's touchdown.
One of my favorite players on this team, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He just seems to make the big plays. And this, you're going to see him here. Amari Rogers is supposed to block him, but he blitzes. ETN takes his eye off it, sees him, takes his eye off the pitch. It's a touchdown for Notre Dame. Great players making great plays in the moment.
Just a crazy play. ETN so sure-handed.
You just took his eye. You can see him. He saw him coming.
Just for a second. Jonathan Dorr, the extra point, and it is 20-10. I thought they were going to stop it upstairs for a second to take a peek to see if Owusu Koramoah was down or not. They didn't. It looks like he was a hair shy of the plane of the goal line. Terry McCauley is with us, our rules analyst, back in the studio. Terry?
Yeah, Mike, this is a great shot. His knee is clearly down, and the ball is clearly short of the goal line. This should have been stopped, and replay reversed this.
We've been down at the 6-inch line, but usually, Terry, especially after a score, you take as much time, maybe even more time, in a college game where you look at every play, so you get a chance to check out all the angles.
Certainly, Mike, there's no rush here. He's got all the time in the world, and he's got all the shots, so he should have been able to see that he was short and get the game stopped.
Interesting right there, Tony, is both Dabo Swinney and then Trevor Lawrence go over to ETN, who, that never whatever happens to your star guy, and now it's happened back-to-back games.
Well, we know what happened last time this happened. Travis came back huge. We'll see how he responds.
Lynn J. Dixon's return. Jordan Botello is going to throw him down back at the 15-yard line, and the Irish sideline explodes.
Etienne fumbled at the 1-yard line last week, and it was a touchdown, run back for a touchdown. He came out with a fury after that and had a huge game. So I would look to see them get the ball back to Etienne here very quickly.
Uyunglele, 8 of 11, 161 yards. 1 touchdown. Clemson doing very little on the ground. Etienne, with a purpose, is hit hard. Wrapped up by Drew White to start it. Sean Crawford in there as well.
Again, that Notre Dame front is very impressive, and I really believe Clemson is going to have to use the play-action passes in the throwing game to move this football.
2nd and 8, fake to Etienne. Uyunglele with the throw, incomplete. Irish had everyone covered. The touchdown that Notre Dame gave up on that 53-yard score was only the 3rd touchdown given up by the defense in the last 14-plus quarters. Remember, there was an offensive score by Georgia Tech, but Clark Lee's group has done an exceptional job of keeping the opponent out of the end zone.
And this is where they want to be. They want to be in 3rd and long. They've got their NASCAR group out there now where you've got fast rush men, 3 defensive ends. They can pressure out of this look and play man coverage.
3rd and 8. Uyunglele fires complete. Rogers lost the ball. It's on the ground. It's picked up by Nick McLeod. For the moment, it is ruled a catch and a fumble. An Irish ball at the 25. But I'm sure there'll be conversation and a long look at the replay booth.
And this is one thing we've seen with Clemson. They have been loose with the football. We'll have to go to Terry on this one to see if he had it and maintained it long enough for it to be a catch.
Owusu-Koramoah there to knock it out. Terry, what do you see?
Control, body part down, and maintain control long enough to perform an act common of the game. It looks to me like he tucks it up and turns upfield. That's an act common of the game. I do believe this is a catch fumble, and it should stand.
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is all over the field just like he is.
It's the punch out as that really almost 3rd step was coming down. There's real time. And Terry, again, one more. You see the catch, then the 1 step. Is that considered a 2nd step that he's about to make before the ball comes knocked out?
The steps don't particularly matter. You want to see that control, 1 step, and then time to perform an act common of the game. And that tucking away and advancing upfield is what they'd be looking for, and that clearly to me is a catch fumble.
Bob Welch is looking at that in the replay booth on the headset with the referee, Jeff Heiser. But this would be a couple of turnovers for Clemson in a half-dozen snaps. They've only turned it over 7 times in their first 7 games this year. Here's exactly what they're looking at in that booth at this moment. They're going back and forth and rewinding it here.
He definitely tucks the ball. He catches it and tucks it, but in real time, it's bang, bang. It's fast. But he did put it away.
And the ruling on the field was catch, fumble, clear recovery, Notre Dame on the bounce to Nick McLeod. Here's Jeff Heiser.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
So Clemson has turned it over on back-to-back possessions here. The first one led to the touchdown on the turnover. And now the Irish have a chance to take a big advantage in this game.
And here's where you want to score touchdowns. You do not want to settle for a field goal when you get these momentum-type plays.
It's Dabo Sweeney's 2 best offensive guys, and Amari Rogers and Travis Etienne, who have lost it. But full credit to Owusu-Koramoah. The 25, the Irish will run with Kyron Williams. Pinckney there to start the tackling party for the Tigers. Penalty flag on the play.
That tackle was made by 22, Quentin Simpson.
Came from the back. It looked like it was right at the point of the play. Here's call.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block, number 11, 15-yard penalty. Second down.
On Ben Skoranek.
And first down.
And you can see he's going to come in, motion in, and block Sanders, the safety. Terry McCauley's giving us the thumbs up that this is a block from the side that is considered a blindside block.
So it's a 15-yard penalty. It takes it back to the 40-yard line. Glad our great stats team put that number up. That is incredible. Last 17 games, after a turnover, they haven't allowed a point. Book Williams in trouble. Lost his helmet, held on to the ball, and lost a couple of yards there. Wow, he was just crushed. Spector hit him, Murphy hit him. He'll have to come out for a play.
A lot of pursuit. Clemson has team speed, and they hustle to the football. Spector with a nice hit there, but you see the whole Notre Dame crew coming.
Watch Brzez's left arm. His arm's right there to knock him, and happens to get him without the helmet right across the face.
He moves. He hustles for a big man.
Williams out. The freshman Chris Tyree is in at second and more than a quarter of the field. He's picked up. Book didn't see anything he likes. He'll take off. He'll get pushed forward by the hit. They'll mark him at the 37-yard line. So a gain of 5. The Irish try to get themselves back somewhere close to field goal range here. Later stages, second quarter.
Just very good coverage downfield. No one open. Ian Book again tucked it away. Made something positive happen there. So now it's an interesting chess match. Does Clemson blitz again, try to knock you out of field goal range? Do you go for the home run knowing they may come after you, or do you just try to pick up 8-10 yards and get in field goal range?
Look at them all moving around. Clemson never gives you a steady picture. They rush 3, Book in between the numbers to Tremble. That gets him in field goal range. It's a 45-yard opportunity from there for Jonathan Dorr. And when you were second and 25, that's pretty good result.
No, this is good, smart football. Zone coverage. He sets it down. Again, very accurate ball. Give your field goal kicker a chance to put points on the board.
Good earlier from 24. Before Dorr's 45-yard attempt, Clemson takes a timeout.
Charge timeout. Clemson, 30 seconds.
So while we have a moment, we'll remind those of you watching us on the app or on USA Network that over on NBC, what a night tonight. It's Saturday Night Live. Dave Chappelle is the host. The Foo Fighters, the musical guest. And I guess the folks at Studio 8H were coming up with some new material as the news of the day transpired. Saturday Night Live, live across the country over on NBC. 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific, or thereabouts tonight. Mike Tirico, Tony Dungy, Catherine Tappan, Jack Collinsworth, Doug Flutie with us as well here at Notre Dame Stadium. Number 1 here for the first time in a decade and a half. A 45-yard field goal attempt. Come for the block. They got up to get some leverage on it, but Dorr with great height knocks it through. So Clemson used that leverage, which is something in the NFL that's a penalty, but in college football you can do it. And they went up there, and Dorr really had to get altitude quickly on that field goal.
That is well done. Kicked it high and right down the middle. You're going to see Clemson try to come in here and extend, get their arms up, but no chance to get that kick.
Outstanding for Doors, now 9 of 11 on the season. That 45-yarder.
And Mike, this becomes a big drive for Clemson now. They need a score here, knowing that they get the ball to start the second half. So as badly as things have gone, we're 13 points down. You score here, you tell yourself, hey, we're back to a one-score game and we get the ball. So this is critical. Notre Dame wants to not give up that momentum, see if they can stop them.
Turnovers the last 2 drives, but you can't put that on Uiagalelei. He's 9 of 13 for 170 yards. Fair catch signal here by Clemson, and they'll take it from the 25-yard line. So Etienne is going to catch it and bring it out. Go, Tony. That yards per carry is down, and in general, there's been nothing on the ground for the Tigers. 9 rushing attempts for a total of 15 yards. So you said it earlier. We talk about Notre Dame's offensive front. Their defensive front is making a statement here tonight so far.
They're playing physical football. They are really clogging things inside, and it starts with the 2 tackles. They're commanding double teams, keeping the linebackers clean, and Clemson does not have the physical offensive line to deal with that.
First down, Uiagalelei throwing, and it's caught by the tight end, Galloway. What a throw. Cross midfield to the 48-yard line, a gain of 27.
Really a good throw, and this was designed for zone coverage. Galloway is just going to come in and get behind Shane Simon, in between he and the corner, 3 deep coverage, and they find the open spot, and the ball is lined in there.
First and 10, Uiagalelei on the run in the middle of the field. Etienne knocked off his pins inside the 30 at the 26-yard line. What a difficult to defend play that is.
Yes, this looks like the quarterback power, and Uiagalelei is going to start that way, make it look like run. Etienne, instead of blocking the defensive end, he keeps going right up the field. Well-designed play.
Drew White going for the run. They had to run down Etienne. On the ground, there's nothing going on here for the Clemson Tigers. It was Dalen Hayes who had 2 sacks last week against Georgia Tech in the backfield there for a loss of 2.
Notre Dame brings a little heat of their own, a little pressure, again clogging those lanes. Again, the success for Clemson has been the play-action pass. If they're going to take Etienne away, you're going to have to throw the football.
Minute 20 remaining in this first half. Irish spring pressure. Thrown the other side, incomplete for Cornell Powell. Couldn't hang on to it. Looks like he hurt a finger. I'm sure there are a lot of guys who've had their fingers injured on the other end of Uiagalelei Rockets.
I bet, yeah, and he made a great read there. The blitz was coming, went to his quick receiver, put it right on the money, catchable ball. It did have some heat on it, though.
Dabo Sweeney told us that when he was at Clemson's camp, he saw DJ throw like, whoa, we got to get some receivers who are college-level guys to catch these balls. We can't let Johnny from the 8th grade catch this guy's pass. 3rd and 12, Irish rush 4. Uiagalelei throws. The check down is out of the hands of Etienne. Looks to be a little bit worse for wear after that one. We'll have a 45-yard field goal attempt coming.
This was Seams with the check down, and if he waited it out, he might have had a chance to get those Seams in there, but I'm thinking he's thinking just field goal position, make it a little easier for our kicker.
And Sean Crawford grabbed his foot. You saw Etienne grab for his knee on the way down. 45-yard field goal attempt for Potter. They've had many blocked this year. Irish had a great rush, but Potter knocks it through. So protection has been a problem. 3 blocks for Potter all in one game against Miami. But somehow that got through a bunch of arms, and it's good from 45.
Yeah, you saw the penetration there, but he got the ball up high as well. Got that good elevation early.
So a minute and 32 after the Irish 45-yard field goal. and get one from Clemson. So I guess if it was Sunday morning, you're watching Notre Dame replay. It'd be after an exchange of 45-yard field goals. It's Notre Dame ball. State Farm halftime report coming up. Jack Collinsworth, Doug Flutie sitting in the front row taking it all in. They'll show you all the big things that happen in college football, including the game in Jacksonville with Florida and Georgia. All ahead. State Farm halftime report. The knees and the feet. Travis Etienne focus as he went to grab that knee on the way down. Chris Tyree awaits the kick. Few have been returned, and it'll stay that way. Another touchback from Potter.
I'll be interested to see how Tommy Rees plays this now, offensive coordinator. He told us we've got to stay aggressive the whole way. You can never have enough points against Clemson, so he's got 1:09 left. Is he going to stay on the attack here?
It's always felt watching drives like this, Tony, that you're looking for that first down. Am I in it, or am I just trying to get to the locker room? So it's always interesting to watch this first call.
I think they're going to play aggressive. I think that knowing Clemson gets the ball to start the second half, I think they're going to try to score here.
25, 5 come. Book takes off. A nice move by Ian Book. And they pull him down by the jersey. Charleston, the safety, as he gets out to the 34-yard line.
Nice call, and they kind of did what you talked about. I'll go quarterback draw. If we can break a big one, great. If we don't, we'll see what happens. But
mark him down to 30.
The line quick here.
Yeah, 33 instead. Second and a long one. Book again, scans, throws. Look out, almost intercepted by Darion Kendrick. The corner, he's looking towards Javon McKinley on that left sideline, and here comes third down with the clock stopped.
Now I would run the ball here and make sure I get this first down and don't have to punt the ball back to Clemson.
The Irish go empty here.
Let's see if this is okay. They bring Kyron Williams back in the backfield.
And they'll give it to him. He'll get the first down. Out to the 38-yard line. Sanders makes the tackle, and Brian Kelly will take the timeout with 36 seconds remaining till the half.
Oh, no, just timeout to move the chains.
Yep. I beg your pardon. Saw Brian over there at the sideline by the official. They didn't take it. Book will fire to the sideline. It's caught by Avery Davis, a yard shy of the first down. It'll be 2nd and 1. Everybody seems to be okay on that Notre Dame sideline, but Sanders is not. I was watching that play before after the tackle. It looked like he was shaken up. So this already thin Clemson defense loses Landon Sanders for the moment.
And they are staying aggressive. They're going after it to score.
25, Jalen Phillips, his replacement. Book on a design run, gets the first down into Clemson territory, down at the 42. And now Brian Kelly will take a timeout with 17 seconds remaining till halftime.
Notre Dame, 30 seconds.
One left, and there goes Sanders to get further examination from the Clemson athletic training staff.
And Notre Dame has done a really good job here. They've mixed the passing game, some design quarterback runs. They're getting chunk plays from Ian Book. And they're safe plays. So they've got a chance here. Probably need about 12 yards here to be in field goal range. 10 to 12.
And Tony, as we go through these first half stats, we're talking about how many injuries they've absorbed. Landon Sanders is 3rd on this defense in snaps played this year. So just one more player in the back of that defense. And Notre Dame has taken advantage, 241 yards.
Yeah, they had the big run, but they're still running the ball at Clemson, and Clemson is really having to do some things, take chances to stop the running game.
Irish picking up the pressure well. Book is taking off again at the 40. He'll go down to the 38-yard line. 10 seconds left, and Brian Kelly's going to let the clock run down here at the 39. Going to take the timeout with 3 seconds left. From the 39, a field goal from here would be 56 yards. Clemson fans might remember the Miami game where a long field goal was blocked and returned for a touchdown before the half. So we'll see if Kelly will take a shot to the end zone. Jonathan Dorr moving towards the field here.
I think Coach Kelly's got confidence in him and let him take a shot.
Lester, thank you. Here in South Bend, you're here for the final play of the half. The Irish had a defensive score earlier. Clemson has responded back with a field goal. Notre Dame has also added a field goal. A couple of Clemson turnovers since you left us. So it's 23-13. Irish got the ball with 1:09 left in this first half. Picked up a couple of first downs. And now Jonathan Dorr is about to try a 57-yard field goal, which would be a Notre Dame school record. Dorr taking a shot at it, got a chance. It's short. It could be returned here. It is taken back by Travis Etienne. Moving this up. Look at Etienne, might go. Etienne tries to hurdle Jay Bramlett, the punter, who's also the holder, who made a saving play. Whoa! Jay Bramlett, a star, and the Notre Dame players are running to Bramlett to congratulate him. If Etienne gets past Bramlett, he might go the distance. It would have been tough to catch him. And Bramlett, who has run 3 times this year, very good athlete, was a high school quarterback in addition to his kicking prowess, made the play to end an exciting first half, 23-13 Notre Dame. Okay, so when you left us, a toss to Travis Etienne bounces off his hands into the waiting arms of Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. It was ruled a touchdown. He actually was short. Replay didn't take a long enough look at it, so the Irish went up 20-10. Second straight week that Etienne had a would-be handoff to him turn into a touchdown the other way. On the ensuing drive, a pass completed to Amari Rodgers was knocked out by that same Owusu-Koramoah, recovered by Nick McLeod. So Dabo Swinney's team turned it over twice in back-to-back possessions. It led to 10 points. Clemson came back with a field goal after that. Notre Dame just missed that field goal, and we're at halftime. If you're watching on USA, our broadcast continues on NBC. For all of you, State Farm Halftime Report is next. This is Notre Dame football, brought to you by Salesforce.
You're watching Notre Dame football, brought to you by Salesforce.
This isn't just a college football game.
Number 1 Clemson visits number 4 Notre Dame. And here come the Irish.
This is the paw print versus solid gold. Dabo versus Kelly.
My name is Fire, Fury, Power. My name is
Kyron Williams, might go!
Legend.
Touchdown! Uiagalelei firing deep ball downfield. Touchdown!
This isn't just a college football game.
Touchdown!
This is Clemson versus Notre Dame.
What a start to this one.
Legend.
We thank Ice-T, setting the table for the first 30 minutes, looking ahead to the last 30. Couple of turnovers, the difference. Irish by 10. Here's what Brian Kelly just said to his team in the locker room.
Kicking off, we're gonna kick off to start the second half, and our defense is on the field. Let's set this up. Hey, buckle up. It's 4 quarters of football. It's the greatest challenge that each individual and this team has had in so long. Let's go answer the challenge and win a game. Let's go.
Kind of sense the energy and the momentum of that Notre Dame team, and that's the way Brian Kelly coached and his team played in the first half, Tony.
Yeah, they really did. They played with energy. They played with enthusiasm. Now they've got to keep the pressure on in the second half. And if I'm Dabo Swinney, I'm telling my team, hey, they're concentrating on stopping Travis Etienne. Receivers, you've got to step up. You've got to win the game in the second half.
The half ended with Travis Etienne returning a short field goal, and he almost broke it all the way. This half will begin with the best running back in college football awaiting. Of course, Trevor Lawrence, the Heisman favorite front runner first half of the season, real face of this sport, out because of COVID-19 protocol. Bouncing kick that Etienne will watch go out of bounds. And so that means it'll be Clemson ball at the 35-yard line. Was a problem for Jonathan Dorr. 6 out-of-bounds kickoffs in his career, none this year. Until right now. Here's Catherine Tappan.
Mike, you guys were talking about the Irish momentum. Well, I just asked Brian Kelly about that. I said, how do you maintain that momentum after those 2 huge defensive plays that your team had to end the half? And he said, well, we get the ball back on defense. If they go on a long scoring drive, we've got to find a way to make a big stop and get that football back. I asked him if breaking tendencies was part of the Irish game plan tonight. He just looked at me and said, yes. Mike?
And you've seen it so far, KT. Thank you. Uiagalelei on the run on the right, stopped by Kurt Hinish. Gain of a yard, 2nd and 9. Tony, for the folks who have not been watching this first half, you like the way Notre Dame's front played in the first half.
Their defensive front four has been exceptional. They have really squeezed the running lanes. They've forced Clemson to throw. I think Clemson has to get the ball to Travis Etienne in the passing game.
2nd and 9. The freshman throws. This one is complete. A couple yards shy of the first down. First target of the night for E.J. Williams. Exciting freshman out of Phoenix City, Alabama.
Yeah, and DJ Uiagalelei has been very good. What he's got to do now is find a way to make these 3rd down conversions. This is where Notre Dame has been excellent in the first half, getting the 3rd down stops.
Notre Dame's got to be careful. They're moving personnel around here. They've got 12 on the field. They get Kyle Hamilton off in time. That's not the guy you want off the field. 3rd and 1. Uiagalelei rolls to the right. He throws complete for the first down. Amari Rogers to the 40-yard line. Notre Dame was in between that 3rd down defense, their standard defense. They got caught with personnel. Rogers was open. The drive continued.
Yeah, they play straight man. They're expecting run, and DJ just throws it out there, a little pick route, and they pick the defenders off. First down.
Legal within 3 yards of the line of scrimmage. You're at the 41. Let's see if Clemson loads up a shot play. You just move Williams over to the bottom of your screen. Pressure comes. Uiagalelei pumps, now throws nowhere, incomplete. With everything well covered. Tony, this true freshman quarterback, what poise he has shown in the first 6 quarters he's played. But you're not just replacing a guy, you're replacing the guy in college football. What has impressed you most about DJ?
Well, it has been poise, and last week he said 18 points down, that's not a big deal. His teammates said he was the most calm guy on the field, and he's showing that again tonight, making good decisions.
2nd and 10. That big arm to the side, caught. The move by Cornell Powell. And a first down to the 30-yard line with Clarence Lewis, the freshman, on the tackle. And Clemson player injured back behind the playoffs, Matt Bockhorst. A guy who was so excited about coming back to play here. I told you at the beginning of the game, born in Indiana, high school football in Cincinnati. Came to Notre Dame games as a fan, as a young man. Injured here in South Bend right now. Notre Dame football is brought to you by Salesforce. We bring companies and customers together. By Jersey Mike's Subs, be a sub above. By the all-new Tech Forward 2020 Lincoln Corsair. And by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, together taste better. Notre Dame's been playing football for 132 years, Clemson 125. Some great coaches and great names here. Midwestern-born Bockhorst coming out, just engaged with Kurt Hinish here. So Mason Trotter, redshirt freshman, steps over to that guard spot. Etienne runs the other way, and he's brought down by Isaiah Foskey. Hinish and Jeremiah Usu-Koramoah. Minimal gain on first down.
But that's what they're going to have to do, creative ways to try to get the ball to Travis Etienne. The inside running game has just not been there.
That replacement left guard 54, Trotter, has only played, Tony, 63 snaps all year, 15 in the last 2 weeks. 2nd and 9, pressure, he picked it up, but Uiagalelei was in trouble. Is that going to be grounding? Yeah. Because there was no receiver, it didn't make it to the line of scrimmage. The two officials have a conversation about it here. And they say no, it's 3rd down.
I think they're going to say he was outside of the pocket.
Okay, outside the tackle box. Let's see, it would be a step to the right of that right hash. In the neighborhood of that right hash. Yeah. Close one. Ball didn't get to the line of scrimmage, as we said. So in any case, it's 3rd and 10. Field goal from here will be 47 yards. The throw to the side. Rogers dropped it. Ruled an incomplete forward pass. So no catch fumble. And it's the long field goal attempt for Potter again. Sean Crawford
challenged them. They blitzed. They brought people, played straight man coverage, took away the quick throw. Coming off the outside. And the coverage is there. Even if he catches the ball, Sean Crawford is right there.
So 3rd field goal attempt for Potter, good from 25 and 45. The junior from Rock Hill, South Carolina, from 46. Good looking kick. And he nails it. Good red zone, extended red zone defense tonight. A lot of field goal attempts. Without Lawrence, Tigers within a touchdown. This Thanksgiving, the Duttons are back. Yellowstone Season 3, starring Kevin Costner, comes to Peacock exclusively on November 22nd. Sign up, peacocktv.com, and stream Seasons 1 and 2. And get ready for Season 3 on November 22nd. Oh, well, let's get to Thanksgiving before we start thinking about Christmas there, right?
Let us eat our turkey first, right?
Well, the gifts keep coming to Clemson. All the great quarterbacks. Lawrence, a coach. Uyunglele taking some feedback at the moment. Another touchback from Potter. Above the rest, Tony, brought to you by Jersey Mike Subs. Where are you looking?
I'm looking at that Notre Dame offensive line. All those veteran players up there did a great job opening up the game with the run blocking. The pass protection has been sound. Clemson has brought a lot of different types of blitzes, and they've handled them all. Ian Book has had time to process, go through his reads. If he has to scramble, he does, but the protection and the run blocking has been outstanding so far.
Jersey Mikes, these guys, they get no subs. They play and play. 142 combined starts, including tonight. Ian Book and the Irish have not trailed tonight. Kyron Williams to the boundary. And you know Clemson's run defense was challenged at halftime. Balin Spector over there. The KJ Henry-led charge leads to a loss of about 3.
And you get the feeling Clemson is going to need a takeaway, some type of turnover. They haven't really stopped Notre Dame all game. They haven't had that one defining play, game-changing momentum play. See if they can come up with one.
Obviously, the big 65-yard run for touchdown by Williams. Still, the Irish have been effective chipping away on the ground. A lot of them book runs. This is Williams running to the left, got to the edge, and ended up getting 6 yards. You could hear the Clemson sideline. They wanted a hold, didn't get it. The Irish will get 3rd and more manageable here.
And I think they're yelling for Liam Eichenberg to be called for holding.
Yep, I think you're exactly right, Tony.
You see him reach blocking. I don't think that's holding. I think that's a good block.
Terry McCauley back in our studio agrees. His little left hand.
Not enough
jersey.
restriction to call. No.
It's 3rd and 7 here. Clemson brings 5. Book takes a shot downfield towards Avery Davis. Not enough air under it. It's incomplete. And the Irish on this opening drive will go 3 and out.
And that's what Clemson forces you to do. They play tight coverage. Say, if you're going to beat us, you got to go upfield and make a deep ball throw. Took the shot, didn't make it, and now you're punting. Little double move. But this is really well played. That's Trenton Simpson, who is.
Yes, it is.
Their coaches told us he was a running back in high school. He's a freshman linebacker. He's learning to play linebacker. That was great coverage on a wide receiver.
Yeah, not what he does best, and he did it very well. Bramlett, not a good kick here. Going to take a bounce. Irish will get the most out of it. They can, only 31 yards. It's at the 40, so Clemson does what they needed. Score. 3 and out. Get the ball in good field position. Book and the Irish have led throughout. Tigers have had mistakes. They've been down double digits, but just like last week, trying to come back here in South Bend. DJ Uyunglele, 6'4", 250. Where does he get his size from? Dad.
No doubt.
Big Dave. Big Dave's a big personality, too. We had a chance to visit with him this week. What a wonderful guy. Those 90-minute long drives that they made to get DJ's career going. But Big Dave has been on big stages before, protecting some of the biggest names in the music industry. That was his profession as he got going. And now watches his son spit it out there to Amari Rogers on the side. Gain of 7 yards. And I mean big names, too, like Rihanna and DJ Khaled, among others. So Chris Brown, he said he was in Manila in the Philippines where Ali fought the Thrilla in Manila. 95,000 people there to see Rihanna, and Big Dave was on the security. Over the top pass to Rogers. What a tackle by Hamilton in the open field, but a first down for Clemson here at the 45. And you see his personality in his son. Very gregarious and very comfortable on big stages in big moments.
Yeah, I don't think anything is going to rattle DJ, and part of that is because of his experience with his dad.
Cannot stop the pride from every dad's pride of their kids, but
it was great to see them, Mike. Really great. And I think Clemson's been smart here. They're using the play action, throwing the ball quick, moving the ball, getting it to those receivers.
45. An inside give, and Etienne almost sneaks through the middle where he's so dangerous. Gain of 5 before second down. Here's Catherine.
Well, Mike, you were talking about the personality of Big Dave and DJ, and actually, Big Dave told me yesterday when I visited with him, he said another thing that's going to play into the favor of DJ tonight is that the weather, it's nice, and DJ does not like the cold or the rain, so it happened to work out well, but he was so emotional when he arrived on campus yesterday, overcome with seeing touchdown Jesus, and said he wasn't going to sleep last night in anticipation of this game, Mike.
I believe that. Temperature in the upper 50s. It was 71 today, first Saturday in November in South Bend. 2nd and 5. Pressure coming. Send it off to Etienne. Travis through almost everybody. Isaiah Foskey's tackle at the last second might have prevented a score as Etienne's brought down after a first down at the 32.
And this is what we were talking about, Mike. If they're making it tough to run inside, find other ways to get Etienne the ball. And you can see he's just a step away, but he is dangerous in the open spaces. They've got to create more of these opportunities for him.
Kyle Hamilton was coming down the side, but it was a race between those two. If not for the long arm of Foskey, but Clemson is on the move and has momentum. Youngalale throw it back, Etienne again on the edge, and then Shane Simon this time starts it. Foskey finishes it. Tony, such an important thing that Brian Kelly emphasized pregame. We've got to tackle not just Big DJ, but their big man, big play mess.
No, and they have tackled well. But the other thing you can see is what Coach Kelly said also. We've got to play 60 minutes. We've got to stay up. Clemson is not going to go away. They've got championship mettle.
And 27. Uyunglele throws in traffic. Incomplete. Sean Crawford was there in the coverage. Tipped by Drew White.
And that shows us, too, something that the Notre Dame coaches told us. They want to take the ball out of the middle of the field. DJ Uyunglele has had so much success throwing in between the numbers. They want to force him to throw it outside. He's going to have to make those adjustments and find those outside receivers.
Crawford gets there early, but because of that deflection, pass interference is off. It's 3rd down again. It's a down that defensive coordinator Clark Lee put so much effort into. Forcing field goals in these spots. Uyunglele drifting, throwing, caught for the first down. Over the outstretched arm of Foskey into the hands of Etienne. Clemson with a big 3rd down conversion.
That was an unbelievable play with two guys. First of all, DJ on the move with touch. This is what we wondered if he could do. And then Travis Etienne, a running back, making a big-time catch on a great throw.
One of the reasons he came back to Clemson was to work on these receiving skills. Saw it there from the 20. Flushed. DJ knocked down after the gain of 2. Retracing his steps is Obi Ogofu bringing down Uyunglele.
He just didn't wait that one out quite enough. Had a little double move down the field. He saw the opening, took it, made positive yards. but he had a chance if he uncorked that one.
Quarter dominated by Clemson. Irish have only run 3 plays. This is Clemson's 18th of the third. Uyunglele will keep. Drew White will bang into him. Ball comes down, but he was down first. Only a gain of a yard. Third down coming up.
And here comes the Notre Dame pass rushers now on 3rd and 6, 7.
And also DJ Brown comes in. So essentially, Tony, they've got 4 down linemen, 1 linebacker, and 6 defensive backs.
And they can do a lot of things. Mix the coverages with those 6 defensive backs because they're so versatile. They've got 3 defensive ends out of those 4 down linemen who can speed rush.
3rd and 7. Uyunglele throws in the middle, complete right at the marker. They're going to mark the tight end, Braden Galloway, short. What's Dabo going to do here? Fourth down.
He's going to go.
By not huddling, it keeps Notre Dame's 3rd down personnel. No, they got the subs in. They got their subs in there quick. There's the spot. Line to gain was the 10. They didn't get there. Dabo with a walk down to the official for conversation. Looking for all the world like a timeout coming here.
They're going to have to now. I think he was trying to get a measurement to see exactly how far they had to go, but it's a half a yard.
And that's one of those situations. We talked to Terry McCauley about this a couple of broadcasts ago. When they got the first down, they put the first down series starting right on the 20, so they know there's a big bright line. You've got to get to the plane of the 10-yard line for a first down. If you're short, there's no need to bring the sticks down, and that's why we got 4th down.
And this is definitely short of the 10-yard line. Good spot. Now it brings us to this 4th and a half yard. Last week, DJ Uyunglele put it in Travis Etienne's stomach, kept it on the zone read. Notre Dame's got to be aware of that. You give it to Travis, say, here's our guy. You got to make the first down. We've got Buckhorst hurt. You don't have one of your best offensive linemen in. How is Clemson going to play this?
You have a backup over at left guard in Mason Trotter. Bring 2 tight ends on the field. Uyunglele on the keep. The 6'4" big fella uses that power to get across the 10-yard line. It looks like it'll be a first down. Just had to get to the front of the 10 there. And it's going to be 1st and goal for the Tigers.
And this is Kyle Hamilton's going to come and be in position here. And that is a big collision. 2 big men, and Kyle Hamilton does everything he can do, but can't prevent the first down.
And Ade Ogundeji was a part of that collision, and the athletic training staff looks at him. Look at the injured player, Ogundeji, on the sideline. Look at the street. Clemson 19 plays, 2 drives. Notre Dame the 3 and out. That's it. So Clemson's controlled it this entire quarter. They came into the quarter down 10, have a field goal. Now they're going for a tying touchdown. It's 1st and goal. It's DJ running to the right. And Uyunglele is brought down by Shane Simon and Drew White. No gains, 2nd down.
And Notre Dame has really done a good job on these design quarterback runs. They told us, their coaching staff said they went back to 2015 with Deshaun Watson and saw the runs that they put in for him. And it looks like they've been ready for them.
Because even though Lawrence does run, it's different
they're not
types,
design
right?
runs, yes.
Yeah,
and they thought they might see more of those. I think Clemson's going to have to throw the ball to get it in here. I really do. See what they come up with.
Tight formation here. Once again, it's the motion. Uyunglele on the roll, and the throw for the touchdown to Davis Allen.
Yes.
The sophomore from Calhoun, Georgia, 4th of the year.
Davis Allen's here. He's going to come against the grain. It looks like naked boot. No one picks him up from the backside. Just a well-designed play. Started the action on the jet sweep to the left, bootleg to the right, throw back to Davis Allen.
And a sensational drive getting into the red zone and getting the touchdown. And now BT Potter has only missed one extra point in his career. Keeps that stat true. And here we are, 2/3 of the way through the game. And it's a new game. Number 1, number 4, both undefeated. Clemson down double digits 3 different times. Now all tied at 23. Here we go, down to 4. The glory waits. NASCAR Cup Series Championship on the line at Phoenix this time. So it's out of Phoenix Raceway, 3 Eastern tomorrow on NBC. Keselowski, he's won it. Chase Elliott, great win last week. Denny Hamlin, so close a decade ago. Joey Logano won in 2018. One of those 4 will be the champ. Congratulations to the folks from NASCAR. They got the return to sports going. And it finishes tomorrow. Great hang time on the kick. Touchback. Irish take over at the 25. Take me back to that last drive, Coach.
Thought an excellent job of play calling by Tony Elliott. Mixing things up, getting the ball out of DJ Uiagalelei's hands quickly. This was just a great play by 2 stars. And then you get DJ here on the scramble. Nothing there. Coverage, make a little bit. Another quick throw to set up the 4th and 1. And then this just effort play. Kyle Hamilton and DJ there. Then the bootleg for the touchdown. Great play calling that whole series.
True freshman, second game. Book back at it. Book takes a shot downfield towards Javon McKinley, who brought it in. Oh, that's a catch. That's spectacular. Wow, at the 30. McKinley for 45. Oh,
he did.
Let's see the end of that.
They'll look at it, but I think he caught it. And again, this is what you have to do against Clemson. When you have your shots down the field, you've got to take them. No post player, laid it out.
It's on Sheridan Jones, so we're going to bring in Terry McCauley, a 3-time Super Bowl referee, also was coordinator of the officiating the Big East in the American Conference. And Terry, what are you going to look for here? Because I see the ball come away from him on that second contact.
All right, Mike. He's going to the ground, so he has to get control before the ball hits the ground. And then he's got to maintain control through contact with the ground. It doesn't appear he might get it barely before he gets ground, but then I see clear movement afterwards. I believe this is incomplete, and I think there's enough to reverse it on this play. I believe it's indisputable, but it is close.
I think you're right, Terry. The first time I saw it, it looked like he had it, but when you look at this angle here, it looks like it moves after it hits the ground.
Right. And that's the shot. You saw the ball spin right there when it hit the ground. That's a pretty good indicator he does not have control anymore. Ball on the ground, incomplete pass.
Terry, in college, every play gets reviewed and looked at. How much does the call on the field matter on one that's a razor-thin call in college, not the NFL?
It certainly matters if there's not
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
Wow. Surprised, Terry?
I am. I mean, the standard is indisputable visual evidence, indisputable video evidence. And I believe we have it there when that ball spins after it hits the ground, right there.
Yeah.
That's not control, in my opinion.
Wow.
I would agree.
Bob Welch, replay official, holds it up. It's a gain of 45. The Irish have the ball at the 30, trying to retake the lead that they have had most of the way in this one. Kyron Williams with a run to the right. A gain of 4 for the sophomore out of St. Louis, who's over 100 yards for the 4th time in Notre Dame's 7 games this year.
Well, that was a big play, and Notre Dame needed that. Ian Book, they set it up, he took the shot, made a good throw, and they got the big play.
For those of you who haven't watched football for a long time, that's called a huddle. We never see that in college football anymore.
Not often.
But I think to make sure there aren't too many signals going in that Clemson can read, the Irish are bringing tight ends to shuttle plays in here tonight, and they're huddling much more than normal. For the 26, here's Book. Scanning. The senior looking. Comes down to Skoranek. Only a gain of 2. It'll be third and about 4, maybe 3. Inside of 3 minutes in the third, all even at 23.
Clemson fooled them, played a little zone coverage there. Don't play a lot of zone, but they had double coverage, had to drop it off to Skoranek.
And those numbers just tell you right there what you're looking for when you get third down. Dabo Swinney's got some issue over here. An incomplete pass. The last one to Skoranek was incomplete. He's going to bring up third down.
Good.
Let's go back and take a peek at that. Throw. Is he out of bounds there? When that heel comes down, but was the left foot down inbounds first would be the question.
Will they review this? It sure looked like that was a completion.
Yeah, well, the official over there is making the signal to stop the clock, which is not the incomplete
he's
signal.
just out of bounds right there.
But that would be at the 23-yard line, wouldn't it? Yeah, well, Brian Kelly's going to take a timeout.
First turn timeout.
So it was called complete. It was marked. Dabo said it was incomplete, got them to move it. And I don't know why replay didn't just say, let's stop it and look at it. So Kelly's trying to get them to look at it. We'll step out for 30 seconds.
Ruling on the field.
All right, we're a little confused. We may need Steve Kornacki and the big board to get this straightened out. Terry McCauley, take me through this one. What are you looking at here in replay with Skoranek on the sideline?
So we're looking at the left foot. When he gains firm control of the football, that left foot is in bounds. We don't care what the right foot does after that it eventually touches out of bounds. He's already caught the ball. It's a catch in bounds at that point.
And as we saw in the other replay, the official who was right there looking at it went with the hands over the head. The signal stopped the clock, which meant catch and out of bounds, not incomplete signal. So it should have been marked there. Somebody else somewhere changed it to incomplete. It should be third and about 3. As you take a look at it from that opposite side here now. And Terry, it's clear enough that the left foot has it inbounds with possession.
Yeah, with
before
control.
The right
yes.
foot heel comes down. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. No question. No bobble. There's nothing that happens with it.
Yeah. Line judge comes in and marks it right there where his foot went out of bounds.
Yeah, Hugh Campbell was right on the play here on the sideline. And they started this review when we went to break, and they're still looking at it. And by the way, Notre Dame will not be charged the timeout that Brian Kelly took, because as they were administrating that, they decided they needed to come look at it in replay. So here's Jeff Heason.
After further review, the receiver got his left foot down in bounds, completed the process of the catch with his right foot going out of bounds. The ball be placed at the 23-yard line. Third down.
So it'll bring up third and 3. Pressure comes. Clemson brings 5. Book retreats and throws, and it's caught by Michael Mayer. Extended his arm out to get the first down. Lost control of it, but is going to be given the first down at the 17-yard line. So the big tight end, the freshman, comes through with the grab. It looks to be.
Got it right there. Both feet down. He's trying to stretch it.
Yep.
Yep.
Elbow came down, so the catch stops there. And so Mayer, who's had a couple of mistakes early on in this key area inside the red zone. And Tony, here's Notre Dame back right around the 20, where they really need to get 7, not 3.
They do. When you play against Clemson in this explosive offense, you need touchdowns when you get in the red zone.
Joe Wilkins in motion. Design run book to the 14-yard line. Charleston was coming in for the big hit. Niles Pickney on the bottom of the pile with the stop inside of 2 here in the third. Again, this is a Clemson team that is thin because of injuries. It is the second half, so Xavier Thomas is eligible to return. Targeting foul in the first half. Been a limited number of Notre Dame plays so far. There's James Skalski, quarterback of the defense on the inside. They miss him so much. 2nd and 8. Book on the give. Here is Williams. Tripped up as he was very close to taking it all the way. But it looks like he's going to be, well, maybe short. Let's see where they're going to mark it for the first down.
Then you're going to see Tommy Tremble come back with the kick out block there. Big block on Maskell. And Kyron Williams actually gets just tripped up over his own blocker at Hainsey's feet.
3rd and 1. Irish will keep it with Book, and Ian Book's got the first and lost the football. It's free in the end zone and recovered by Balin Spector of Clemson. And another red zone mistake for the Irish. Book is looking up at the replay board, hoping his knee was down before the ball came out.
No.
It was not even close.
Jake Venables with an effort play, laying out, and just got the ball loose.
The son of the outstanding defensive coordinator, called into a bigger role this year with the injury to Skalski we just showed you. Rips it away, and it's just like doing that crawl, looking at the ball and watching that opportunity go away for Book, and Spector comes over to fall on it.
That was a nice drive by Notre Dame. You end up getting no points. And that's what we talked about coming out of the half. You almost felt like Clemson's defense was going to need that takeaway. And they got it.
Well, on the touchback, Clemson takes over at the 20. Chance to take the lead now. ETN into the boundary. Gain of 5 for Travis.
And I like that. Again, try to get him the ball in space, not up inside. You're not having success inside. How can you get him the ball in open space? There was the toss pitch.
It's almost like this has become an edge game
Yes,
for Clemson, isn't it?
Very much so.
Yeah. Not much to do inside. ETN again gains 2. His long run is 10 yards. He's got 12 carries, and we're talking the all-time leading rusher in the history of the ACC. And he only has 26 yards on the ground.
And Notre Dame is doing a great job. Some of these runs have been so close to getting out, but Notre Dame's hustle, their effort, they're limiting these runs.
3rd and 3. See if they'll get it in before the quarter comes to an end. For some reason, the play clock is not running. Uyunglele retreating. Chased. Throws on the run, and it's broken up. It's incomplete. Didn't get the 3rd down conversion. Shane Simon's been outstanding. We'll have a punt to start the 4th quarter. What a game we have. All even at 23 after 3. Irish were close to a score, but denied here. 4th quarter coming up after these messages from your local NBC station. You're watching Notre Dame football, brought to you by Salesforce. Aerial coverage on this Saturday night in South Bend is brought to you by Geico. House that rocked, rebuilt, Notre Dame Stadium. Seen a lot of great stuff. 2 exceptional teams on a roll. Clemson's won 36 regular season wins in a row. 50 consecutive games played on Saturdays. Notre Dame 12 in a row, longest run in the nation, 22 in a row here at Notre Dame Stadium. 4th down and a punt. Spires kicks some beauty. Fair caught by Salerno at the 28-yard line, and that should be a flag. Mistake by Andrew Booth. Going to cost Clemson some field position here.
Yeah, that wasn't even a hard one to see. Definitely an obvious fair catch signal. Booth is looking up at the ball. He doesn't see the return man.
Kicking team, number 23, 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
So the Irish will start the drive to begin the 4th here at the 43.
Yeah, you saw Andrew Booth looking up for the ball, and he never did target the return man and get his eyes on him to see that fair catch signal.
Tony, what do? You're a leader, you're a quarterback, the guy you trust implicitly. just made a mistake that's just hanging on his head, I'm sure. What do you say to him as a head coach? Anything?
You don't have to say much. Put the ball right back in his hand. Give him a chance to make a play here.
From the 43, book on the hand, Kyron Williams. Not going to get there. We mentioned Xavier Thomas, who had to sit out the first half because of a targeting foul last week. He and Sheridan Jones on the tackle there.
And we saw this last week against Boston College for Clemson, too, making some adjustments in the second half, playing better defense, taking away some of the things that hurt them in the first half. And they've done a better job on the Notre Dame running game so far in the second half.
Getting it done with the guys up front, able to keep a safety deep in the middle of the field. 2nd and 11. Here is Book out of the pocket. Elusive as he gets away, runs away, and throws it away.
Again, the pressure on the blitz. Good job by the running back picking it up. Kyron Williams giving him a chance, stepping up, making people miss. And again, this is not a completion, but it's not a lost play. Still gives you an opportunity. 3rd and 11, though.
I know we're social distancing and we don't go into crowds right now. If I go in a crowd, I'm taking Kyron Williams with me.
He is doing a heck of a job blocking.
He's NFL level blitz pickup tonight. He's been incredible. And he has 115 rushing yards. 3rd and 11. Here come the Tigers again. Williams picks it up again. It's Mayer underneath. The tight end made a man miss. And the guy they call Baby Gronk down the sideline. Michael Mayer. Whoa. First down, Notre Dame.
They blitz again and try to play zone coverage behind it. Just hit the easy throw on the crossing route, deliver it to him. Can you come up and make the tackle? And Simpson can't make the tackle on Michael Mayer. This is the thing that he gives you. Athleticism and size. That's a huge play. Rather than a punt, you've got a big play.
29 yards to Mayer. Hoping to make up for a couple of small mistakes in key spots early on tonight. The 29 Book, look out, he puts it in the hands of a man who had nowhere to go in a fight back towards the line of scrimmage for Chris Tyree. It's going to be a loss of 5. Could have been a lot more as they went with those 2 running backs.
That's actually a great run. So it's not 2nd and 22, it's 2nd and 15. But he saved them 7 or 8 yards with just great effort on that run. They're blitzing right into it, and Chris Tyree makes 5 or 6 yards after contact again.
3 down for the Clemson defensive line. 2nd and 14. Williams has space here. Runs over Spector. Finishes the run to the 27-yard line. 3rd and about 7 or 8 coming up.
Again, good call. Just get some positive yardage. Get back into that situation. We're definitely in field goal range. And you don't make it a long 3rd down that you've got to pick up. See again how Clemson plays it. They blitzed last time, played zone behind it. I think they're going to have to play man-to-man. Blitzes have not gotten there. They're getting the ball out of Ian Book's hands, but they're not getting there for the sack.
Tight man coverage on the corners. Tight end Mayer moves. Show the pass defense to Book. 3rd and 7. Book's got space. Going to take a shot at the end zone for Avery Davis. Did he catch it? No. He had it as he hit the ground. It was knocked away by Nolan Turner.
That was the matchup Notre Dame has been waiting for all game. One of their good, fast wide receivers in the slot on Nolan Turner. Ball is a good throw. Everything right. Just couldn't maintain control with the catch.
Even though he comes down with it, Turner's got a hand on it and spits it out of there at the back end. So Jonathan Dorr is lined up for a 44-yard go-ahead field goal for the lead. Out of the hole to Bramlett. Dorr knocks it through, and the Irish come down the field and take the lead. Avery Davis made a spectacular catch earlier this season at Notre Dame Stadium like this. almost had another one. Instead, it's a 3-point lead. Notre Dame football is brought to you by U.S. Bank, helping you pursue your passion. By State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Gillette, the best a man can get. Fifth meeting between these two schools, and each one's got a little memorable key to it. Last one was Clemson in the national semifinal of the college football playoff. Then they went on to blow out Alabama and win the school's third national title. Just to clean up the back end of that touchdown, talking to Terry McCauley in break. Avery Davis has the ball, but he's got to survive the ground essentially as he has control. He's got to keep control as he goes through the ground, and clearly did not. That was the right call, although Brian Kelly wanted that explanation from the official during the timeout. Irish up 3. Jonathan Dorr kicks. It is short, and it is returnable. And it is Travis Etienne trying to get to the edge, and he does. Etienne gives him nice field position across the 25 to the 29-yard line. Here's the Pulse, brought to you by Coca-Cola. Kyron Williams touchdown early, 4th game this year with over 100 yards. Second week in a row, Travis Etienne running play turns into 6 the other way. This time Jeremiah Wusu-Koromoa with the Irish up 10. But Clemson has come back from down 13. Davis Allen with that catch tied the game. Notre Dame almost took the lead a few moments ago, but Ian Book fumbled on the way in, caused by Jake Venables. The Irish held Clemson, got the ball back, kicked the field goal, and here we are. Notre Dame up 3 at number 1 against number 4. DJ Uiagalelei with the pass, deep downfield. The shot for Powell is caught at the 20-yard line. So the man of the big plays the last couple of weeks, Cornell Powell, flips the field for the Tigers.
And what happens, they're so conscious of Amari Rogers with the double coverage. This leaves Nick McLeod one-on-one. Powell sprints it out there a little bit underthrown, but that was all set up by Amari Rogers.
51 yards for Powell. Clemson right back in great shape, and a handoff to Chesman Lelusi for the first time. So it's the first non-handoff to Etienne in the backfield. The sophomore from Naples, Florida, gets 4 yards, and he goes out, and Etienne's right back in.
Again, red zone offense and defense becomes so important. You get touchdowns or field goals down here. Again, spread the ball out, spread people out, throw the ball quick, I think is what Clemson should do.
The 15, 5 in the pattern, design run, Uiagalelei gets about 2 yards to the 13. And here comes 3rd down after the Jason Adamiola tackle.
Notre Dame has really done a good job on all these design runs. There haven't been any that have broken big. But you wonder for Clemson, is this 4-down territory? Do you run it again knowing that you may go for it on 4th and 1?
So the offensive coordinator, Tony Elliott, dials up here. Tight end touchdown down here in the 3rd quarter. Davis Allen. Braden Galloway's the tight end to the right. Uiagalelei throws. It is incomplete. Little pivot route Amari Rogers couldn't bring in.
He had him and he threw it behind him. Rogers sliding away from the coverage. I think Uiagalelei thought he was going to hook up. Just behind him.
So
that was an off-target throw.
Yep. The very busy B.T. Potter for his 4th from 30. And Potter, a little power fade, bangs it through. Clemson responds in less than 2 minutes to the Notre Dame field goal with one of their own. We stay tied inside of 10 minutes now. A couple of college quarterbacks from the Midwest. I don't know if they've had success in the NFL. Purdue's Drew Brees, Michigan's Tom Brady. Saints and Bucks for the lead in the NFC South. We'll all get you going. Football Night in America, 7 Eastern time. Everything that happened in the NFL up until Al, Chris, and Michelle with Sunday Night Football on NBC. DJ Uiagalelei after that one. He knows Tony missed an open opportunity.
Yeah, and you saw Trevor Lawrence with him. Their coaches, hey, you're going to get another shot. Don't worry about that one. Go to the next play.
Second time we're tied here tonight. With 8 made field goals. Good defense, but Notre Dame also, Tony, with some red zone mistakes as Potter's back the Irish up one more time.
And if they don't win this game, they will look back at these missed opportunities. Michael Mayer on a 4th and 1, false starts. And then he just is thinking end zone too quickly there, doesn't hold on to the ball. And then Ian Book, I think he's thinking touchdown here, and it just comes out. Those are points that are hard to give away against a great football team.
Yeah, if you figure those first two with the difference between field goals and maybe touchdowns, that's 4 points each. That's 8. And down here, the Book fumble, at least they would have had a field goal in all likelihood. So you're looking at conservatively 11 points left on the table. First down, Book scanning, scrambling, and again, will throw it away. And Tony, it's one of the things that is one of the terrific qualities in addition to being a winner. Ian Book, I know he had the fumble there. He takes care of the ball in the passing game so well.
He really does. And, you know, that's why Coach Kelly can dial up these plays. He trusts him. We can be aggressive. We know Ian's Book is going to make good decisions. You saw Trenton Simpson there with that hit. They talked about this guy being a running back in high school last year. He rushes the passer. That's the one thing he can do. You could see when that passer was there, he went after him.
2nd and 10. They start spread with all these tight ends and come back with Sebo Flemister in the backfield. Picking up the pressure. Book gets hit through. There was a misread on a connection with the tight end, and Book took the worst of that one.
And if Joseph Charleston doesn't fall down, this could be a big play. But they blitzed this 3 tight end formation. But more than they could block.
You're right about Charleston falling. Here's the hit from Balin Spector on Book.
He and Kendrick Cumming, running back, could only pick up 1. And Ian Book is a little shaken up there.
Clemson's done a good job against the run, but Notre Dame says its identity is running the football. It feels like they've been pass first here in this second half.
Away from it. They really have.
3rd and 10. Clemson changes that 3-down look to folks standing up. No snap from the center, and it's going to be 3rd and 15.
Snap infraction. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Go Brzee right over his nose there.
He started to snap it. They said that's got to be a penalty. Well, the last 3rd and very long, Brent Venables dialed up an all-out blitz and played man coverage. We'll see what they do here. Again, that would make me nervous.
That's defensive coach.
Yes.
3 and 3, keeping a couple of spies. Book's just going to throw a punt up there. See what happens. 50-50 ball. Going up for it was Skoranek, out of bounds, they say. Out of bounds and incomplete. It'll be 4th down, but we'll look at the replay, of course.
Giving him a chance. What hits first? When does he have it?
That's a good call. Yep.
Yeah, he really doesn't even have it until he's laying out of bounds.
Ton of hand fighting there. Jones, clearly Sheridan Jones makes contact there with Skoranek as they're going up for that 50-50 ball, but you can see it lands out of bounds with Skoranek's bottom on the sideline. Did a heck of a job to hold on to it. And Terry McCauley's watching back in the studio. Terry?
Yeah, you have to get control with your hands. You can't get it between your legs. and by the time he does finally get control of his hands, he's laying out of bounds. This is incomplete pass.
And that's a good series by the Clemson defense.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
This game was 23-10 Notre Dame with 2:41 left in the 3rd quarter. You know, every team, Pop Warner middle school, high school. They put up 4 fingers at the end of the third quarter. It's a fourth quarter coming. Clemson feels like they own the fourth quarter. They've had an incredible record with the lead starting the fourth quarter. We're tied here, but this is their time of the game. They love it.
Dabo Swinney talked to us about that. Finishing games is so important to them.
Amari Rogers awaits. Ramlet directional kick with space. 50 yards. Really Rogers back to the 25.
Great punt.
Ramlet comes through big. 9-14. Serve over to the Tigers side. Can they take the lead on Kelly's team? Look at the Irish. I'll leave it with Clemson. Cool news for many of you. Only students, faculty, Notre Dame staff here. Crowd of about 10 or 11,000. Player parents as well. Tie game. Uiagalelei had nothing open, so he just throws it in the dirt at the feet of ETN.
Dalen Hayes dropped out and got in the grips of that screen. Did a good job there.
Tony Out-of-Town Scores brought to you by Salesforce. Saw the night game of the Big Ten. Cincinnati, Brian Kelly's old school with a big victory again. They remain on a great run. Oregon opening the Pac-12 at Austin in control. Second down. Uiagalelei pass to the tight end Davis Allen. Caught the touchdown earlier. Right around the first down here.
It'll be another third and very short, Mike.
It is, Tone. You're right. Third and a yard. Starting to get down to that time of the game when you're down to maybe your last couple of possessions of regulation. So keeping the ball, which Dabo Swinney's team has done very well in this second half. A must here. ETN is the back. Uiagalelei gives it to him into the line. Didn't get much, but I think it's enough. He's laying across 35.
This looks like it's going to be short again.
You're right there, Tony. Yep, you're right. It's fourth down. We're going to bring out the change, but that change is sitting right on the 36. But Kurt Heinrich, 41, doesn't get credit for much there, but he allowed the play to happen. He would not let that hole open up.
They have done a good job, their inside defensive linemen, of just stuffing the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, his knees down. You see that knee down in there? All right, you're right, Coach. Short, what do you do?
I think you go for it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Your defense is playing well, though, Coach.
Your defense is playing well, but you're an offensive team.
Really? All right.
You got a 250-pound quarterback, too.
Who's not under center much, right? Remember, you're missing your starting guard. Okay, we're going to review the play now.
I don't know what you can see in that pile of bodies.
Here's the overhead again. I saw Etienne's arm at the 36. What I didn't see was when his knee came in. He kept driving those legs there.
Yeah, he's extending over the
right, and that's 36, what I saw.
But if he wasn't down,
and that's not his knee. That's the offensive lineman's knee.
See his elbow go down there. This will be interesting.
They got a ton of looks in here that you just saw. There's the ball. That clover that is at the kickoff spot, the 35 on each side, it extends right out to the front of the 36-yard line, which was the yard to gain. And I'll be honest, Tony, I was looking through the binoculars to call that play so I could see the exchange, and I saw his arm reach past the clover, and that's why I thought he got it on the live call.
No, you did. You might have been on it.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
Yeah.
It's just too hard to sort it out with all those bodies.
You can't see in there, yeah. It's the right thing on the field. Keep that call.
So the spot of the ball
Now, do you have the courage to go play action and take your shot, or do you just give it to your man again, Etienne, to try to get a foot? Do you use your 250-pound quarterback?
In 54, the left guard is the backup who's in there. They moved all the big people to the right. Notre Dame jumped, and the play is killed here.
They were going for it. They were going for the whole thing.
Myron Tagovailoa-Amosa thrown off by Uiagalelei.
Was that the double clap?
Offside. Defense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So is he listening? Reed got used to the cadence of the clap.
The clap, and they went on 2.
And Owusu Koramoah and Tagovailoa-Amosa were watching Uiagalelei closely. And they got caught up in what they had seen all game.
Yeah.
And you knew there'd be one intersection of Uiagalelei, Tagovailoa-Amosa,
and Owusu Koramoah
at some point in the game. For the 36, the drive keeps going. And Uiagalelei gets away. And on the run, he's got space. And he's going to just throttle it down at midfield and take a Clemson first down halfway through this fourth quarter.
And Notre Dame had pretty good coverage here. He was looking downfield, wanted to take some shots. Coverage is there. Good agility to just move out of the pocket. Take your 10-yard gain and don't get hit. He's still got his eyes upfield. Where is the pressure coming from? Is anybody going to leave their man? Now I'll just cruise and take my first down.
It's pretty good for a 50-year senior quarterback. And this is his second game. It's his first road start. So impressive. Etienne, speaking of impressive, Kyle Hamilton was reading, running, and stopping. No gain.
Yep, they have said they want to take the middle of the field away. He's done this several times. Just read and be the free tackler.
Two terrific players right there. Notre Dame has stopped Etienne on the ground. 14 carries, 27 yards total. The all-time leading ACC rusher. He got the first down on that one. Here he is on the inside handoff. This time Kurt Hinish going to hold on and stop him. Loss of 2. Now 54, Trotter's helmet came off there. So now they're going to be down to their 7th offensive lineman. A second backup is coming in here. And it'll be Paul Teo, a freshman from Milton, Georgia, who has not played much football, certainly very little in a big spot. And here he is in one right now.
And I know Travis Etienne's your guy, and you're trying to get him going. There just has been nothing happening on these inside runs. I think you've got to try to get it to your receivers.
Teo hasn't played in 11 quarters. 2nd and 13. Uiagalelei looking in trouble. Chase throws on the run, complete. And Amari Rogers made a man miss. And he's got a first down at the 36-yard line. Good job by Uiagalelei with the pressure on to stay calm, find space, and complete it.
For a freshman playing your second game, just patient. Didn't see Rogers the first time. Buy a little time, find him again, give Rogers a chance to slide out. Just well done. And Amari staying on the move, giving him a target.
Notre Dame might be down to one offensive possession left. Clemson using clock here as well. 5.5 left in regulation. Uiagalelei looked like he was going to run it. Now he's going to throw it, and it's incomplete. Everything covered. Second down.
Notre Dame blitzing, and they were fortunate there because they left the man wide open in the slot, but it was away from the side that he was rolling to. Couldn't really see him. Yep, and you're going to see E.J. Williams, I think, right up the seam.
That's one of the experience that Trevor Lawrence might have seen. 2nd and 10. Irish bring some pressure. Uiagalelei with the slot pass incomplete. Clemson gets the flag they're looking for. Brandon Spector, the intended receiver, who looks all the world like Hunter Renfrow in that 13 out of the slot.
First down.
He's a little bit bigger than the Clemson National Championship game hero. Draws the PI here.
Yep, and we'll take a look at it. Brandon Spector, yep, and Owusu Koramoah coming with the play, but
left arm
early. Okay. Trevor likes that call.
Guy's been in the middle of it all in the biggest moments. Living every snap with his guys out there. Trying to keep this undefeated run going until he gets back. Inside give here. Etienne breaks free to the 16-yard line. So they keep knocking on that door, and finally they're able to find a run between the hash marks.
I guess they're going to prove me wrong. I say it's not there. You keep hammering your guy, and Travis made something happen there. There's still not much room, but he squirts through there. Sets up another big red zone series here at 16, 17-yard line.
Inside of 5 minutes left in regulation on this snap. Uyunglele, a little confusion there. That time Malusi was in as the running back, and you could see it wasn't crisp and clean there.
The mesh was not good there, and I think DJ did the smart thing. Just hang on to the ball. Don't try to force anything.
It's kind of interesting, too, here, Tony. Clemson's taking their time offensively. They're glad to bleed this clock down, not leave Notre Dame much time, get something out of it, and put the pressure on it.
Yeah, this is not their style. They usually don't have these long, deliberate drives, but this could pay off for them.
4:20 to go. Uyunglele throws, catch and run for Powell through 2, through 3. Hamilton trying to get the ball. He couldn't. Powell still going, powering. What a run by Cornell Powell. First and goal, Clemson at the 3.
That's a good call by Tony Elliott, the offensive coordinator. Notre Dame has been blitzing him down there. They came with a blitz. He comes with the wide receiver screen, and this is just great effort. Kyle Hamilton, as you said, tried to strip it out. That's a great effort run by Cornell Powell.
He has been huge. Again, a guy who sat behind some truly talented players, also doing that now, but really was called out before the BC game, had 11 catches there, has been great tonight. Clemson for the lead. Uyunglele on the give. The run for Etienne into the end zone. And Clemson has come back from down 13 to take the lead in South Bend.
Senior leader, your guy, it's been tough sledding for him all game, but he pounded it in there when they needed it, and they gave him the ball several times on that drive down there. But this is another great effort play. Fake the jet sweep, and he lowers his head and runs right through the tackle of Kurt Hinish to score.
Hodder for the extra point. Clemson has scored 23 of the last 26 points. And now with 3:33 left, the Irish will have to respond if they want to keep their hopes of knocking off #1 alive. All-time leading rusher in the ACC, Travis Etienne. Another game with a touchdown, and #1 on top by 7. Tony, right from Notre Dame, kicking off out of bounds to start the second half. This has been a half dominated by Clemson.
It really has, 20-3, and it's interesting. We talked to Clark Lee yesterday, the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame. He talked about the middle 8, the last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half, and it swung. It definitely swung in that drive, or in that first 4 minutes of this half.
Let's give credit to B.T. Potter. He's made his field goals. Notre Dame's had no kick return game at all tonight.
No, he has been huge.
He's been great. Yep. Now, when we were away, William Christopher Sweeney, you know him as Dabo. He turns 51 in 13 days, and he was the full Dabo, all jacked up. He set such a tone for his program. They play with that energy and that enthusiasm. And there's always another side to the book. It's Clark Lee, the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, whose team played so well in the first half, just has not been able to get Clemson off the field. Going for sole possession of the 4th longest regular season win streak. What do you have, Notre Dame? 3:33, full bucket of timeouts. Ian Book, pressure, steps up, goes to the right, fires to Mayer, the freshman tight end. Gets out of a tackle and gets 13 to the 38-yard line.
And Mike Kyron Williams is doing such a great job on these blitz pickups. He is scanning the field, coming across the formation, giving his quarterback a chance.
Boy, Ian Book does such a good job of finding space to reset and throw, doesn't he? Look again. Looking left. Long side throw. Avery Davis. Did he get a foot down? No. Out of bounds. Davis has been so close. Almost had a touchdown beginning of this quarter.
I don't know. I don't know if that's not 1 foot in.
It's going to be worth a look here. I think it's in. That's going to be worth stopping the game and looking here. And they will. I think he got it.
On the field is an incomplete pass. That play is under further review.
All right, you look for the hands in control and then look down at the feet.
Yeah, he actually tapped the right foot before the left foot hit out of bounds.
Rules analyst Terry McCauley, am I looking at the right thing and am I seeing the right thing?
Absolutely, Mike and Tony. When he gets firm control, that back foot, that right foot is down inbounds. This is a catch, completion, and should be reversed.
Control there, foot still down. Yep. There you go. One last look, including the bird flying through.
That is well done by Avery Davis.
Oh, that's a great catch.
Knew right where he was and dragged that right foot.
An interesting kid, Tony, senior from Cedar Hill, Texas. He was a dual threat quarterback in high school and never found a position here. Quarterback, running back, utility guy. And then started last year, they threw him over at cornerback because the Irish were weak in that spot in terms of numbers. But now he's found a role, a consistent role. And the more you watch this team this year, he's a big part of what they do offensively.
He really is in the slot, operating in the slot. And they dialed up that near touchdown pass to him. He's doing some good things in there.
Our director tonight, Pierre Musa, our producer, Rob Hyland. Rob always jokes with us back from his football days. This is why you lift all those weights, right? Like, this is why kids come to Clemson and Notre Dame.
The receiver got his right foot down, completed the process of the catch. The ball be placed at the 50-yard line. First down.
This drive, you'll talk about forever if you're Notre Dame and you go down and score. If you're Clemson and you stop and you beat number 4 Notre Dame. Isn't that fun to work so hard and get to one of these moments?
This is it. 57 minutes have gone, and this is what it all comes down to. You're Notre Dame, you've got to score. You're Clemson, you've got to stop them. And who's going to impose their will?
Ball sitting right in the middle of the house that Rockne built. Irish down 7. Pressure picked up, everything covered. Book tripped as he tried to get rid of it. Incomplete. And lucky that as he was tripped and falling, it was enough steam to get it to the right place.
Ian Book has done a really good job tonight of just staying in the pocket, going through his reads, avoiding the rush, avoiding the negative plays. That's not the classic form there.
No, but
he did effectively get it out of bounds for an incompletion.
Pressured every snap, not sacked. 2nd and 10. Tamir, the tight end, couldn't make the man miss. Open field tackle by Nolan Turner. Going to limit the gain to about 4, maybe 3. It's going to be 3rd and 7 coming up. 2.5 to go.
They've been bringing these blitzes. Notre Dame has hit the shallow crosses. That's been the outlet. That time Michael Mayer couldn't break the tackle and make the run. Good tackle by Nolan Turner.
4 down territory, right, Coach?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you don't need it all here. Here is Book. Out of the pocket with a shot. Skoranek contested, incomplete. Flag in.
Yeah. That's the same one we saw earlier. Just the defender, good coverage, but he's there a little early.
The conversation here, side judge, head linesman Dabo Sweeney trying to influence on his sideline with a no way.
Field, Coach.
Conversation done. Jeff Heaser's call.
There is no foul or defensive pass interference. 4th down.
Whoa. The replay, it's always easy to see. Terry, I'll bring you in.
Well, you can't play through the back of the receiver, and it's got to be clearly before the ball gets there. Appears to me that they threw the flag and they should have stayed with it. Yeah. It's close, but he is early, and it is a foul.
So here's the game in large part, not over, but 4th and 7, gotta have it. Book throwing off the hands of Skoranek. incomplete. Clemson takes over. Notre Dame still has 3 timeouts left, but a very shaky pickup of a pass interference call, and one Skoranek could have had. They don't convert, and Clemson has it in their hands to close it out.
Clemson once again comes with 4-man pressure en route, and that ball is well thrown. I think it just surprised him. It got on him quickly as he was coming out of his break.
Yeah, that arm that he used for space on Darion Kendrick to get free. So here you go, 3 timeouts. Irish can certainly get the ball back, but they've got to stop them very soon from the 47-yard line. Uiagalelei with a run to the left, it'll only gain 1 yard. Notre Dame will take a timeout. 2:10 and 3 timeouts. If you use your timeouts properly, you can get the ball back with somewhere around 1:53 or so left. One more time on this play. You see, it's not only through the back, he's also got him in the front as well.
Well,
it's bang bang for sure.
It is bang bang, and we're looking at this in super slow motion. But I'm like you, Mike. How do you throw the flag and say it's interference and then pick it up? I don't like to see that.
Like if it's no flag, right, I can say, okay, fine, play on. Yeah. I wonder how much the fact that it was on that sideline and Dabo came charging off at that official influences the call of the officials to pick it up there.
I don't know. I just don't know how you throw the flag for interference and then pick it up. I don't.
Added to the conversation. 2nd and 9 here. We got a more closer to real speed look at it. 2:06 on the game clock. Etienne is the back. Etienne's got it. Strung out to the right. Usu Koromoa. Irish go after the ball as well. 2 minutes. He stopped. It'll be 3rd and about 13. Flag down.
Penalty flag.
Yeah,
yep.
I didn't see it. I apologize. Let's see what that is.
Holding. Offense. Number 62. 10-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Well, no, it was 2nd down. It was 2nd down when the play happened.
2nd down.
You decline that penalty, don't you, Tony?
I would.
You have to decline that penalty and take 3rd and 13 or 14. I would think.
I would turn.
Okay, Notre Dame's not charged a timeout because the clock stops at the penalty.
But if you take the penalty, you're still giving them 2 downs.
Yeah, and 5 more seconds because they're going to run a 2nd down and a 3rd down play. Essentially, they're doing the same thing. They're running a 2nd down play.
They should decline it, make it 3rd and 13, and save your timeout.
That's what I said, and you said initially here. Let's see. They were thinking about it on the Notre Dame sideline. Jeff Heiser's last announcement was Notre Dame does not get charged the timeout because of the holding penalty. And then the officials in conversation, Brian Kelly running over, say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Let me get an idea what the situation is, what my options are. I think they're going to decline it and take it back to 3rd and 11, which is what we thought they might do.
Correction, Notre Dame is declining the penalty.
Right.
Taking the results of the play, making it 3rd down.
So where is the ball? You got to find out where the ball is. I thought didn't he lose the yardage on that play? We're going to make sure that the ball is spotted in the proper place here. There you go.
They
43. That's correct. 43 on the right hash. There you go. So now we've got it all administrated properly. 2 minutes left. Here is the play one more time. taken down there. The holding penalty to administrate it stops the clock. And now the conversation here on the clock. Terry, you had the penalty and they declined it. So what's the impact on the clock at that point?
The clock should start on the ready for play, because we're not under 2 minutes. Under 2 minutes, the defended team would have the option, but we're right at 2 minutes, so he should start the clock on the ready for play.
So Coach Kelly now has to decide, do I take a timeout now and save 25 seconds, or
because the penalty, Notre Dame gets it back.
Clemson's going to let this clock run down.
Well, it's not starting. They punched it ready for play. And Terry made the point that it happened right at the 2-minute mark. So it's 3rd and 14. Uyunglele swings it out. Etienne on the edge, and he goes out of bounds. He goes out of bounds and gives the Irish time. So they're going to have 2 timeouts in a minute 54 remaining as Clemson's going to bring on the punting unit. Will Spires comes on.
And that was not well played by Clemson. Holding penalty and then run out of bounds. You gave Notre Dame 2 extra timeouts, basically.
Tony, Notre Dame has blocked 2 punts this season.
Yeah, look out for Isaiah Foskey here.
Number 7 for the Irish. See if he can take a charge at the middle there and go after one. They almost got through. Spires jumped into the pile and went down. There is no running into or roughing the kicker. It is fair caught by Salerno at the 9. And here you go with 1:48 and 2 timeouts left.
So Notre Dame has plenty of time now. So you got those 2 timeouts. Clock's going to stop on first downs. Time is not going to be a factor.
What they've done in the second half. Ian Book's never lost a home start. This Notre Dame team with a senior veteran offensive line, they've proven the improvements they've made, but again, can they win one of these heavyweight battles? They got to go 91 against number 1. Book's first throw complete. Javon McKinley caught from behind, but he's got the first down. Sheridan Jones pulled him down. Game set, clock starts from the 19. Book steps up, plenty of room to run. Ian Book trying to get to the sideline to get out of bounds, and he does with terrific work over there right around the first down marker at the 28-yard line. And Turner's hurt for Clemson. Their free safety, Nolan Turner, such a huge part of this team.
Timeout for an injured player.
And this is a great job by Ian Book, again, just to get through here, get through the traffic, and find your way out of bounds. Clemson's trying to keep him in bounds. Just a nice job by him making it to the sideline.
There's all the streaks that are in play in the next minute and 26. And on top of that, you also have the college football playoff implications. Because of Notre Dame being in the ACC this year, you have ACC standings implications. The winner of this game is in control of its path. You keep winning, you get to the ACC title game. Good chance these 2 teams could meet. We're not in divisions in the ACC, so 1 and 2 go. Miami watches with great interest. They're the other team with 1 loss in the conference. The other team will be whichever one doesn't win here tonight. 2nd and 1 for Book. Looking deep, covered, clutches, fires in the middle from there. Incomplete, and Kendrick almost had a game-sealing interception.
That was close. Darian Kendrick came out of his zone and had a play on the ball here. Ian Book thinks he's got the crosser there. It's just a great jump by Kendrick.
Got a hand on it too. The very last second, didn't interfere. 3rd and 1, trying to get the first down. Kyron Williams got more than that. 35, 40, out of bounds as well. That was everything and the cherry on top of the sundae.
Yep. 2 great runs, first by Ian Book, then by Kyron Williams to pick up yardage and get out of bounds.
Clemson's playing pass, so you've got the hole, but now you're going to have to make some chunk plays in the passing game.
Minute 14, 2 timeouts left. Irish down 7. Clemson shows pressure. Here they come with 5. It's picked up, and Book's going to take that shot. Downfield, Avery Davis, 20. Davis, 10. First and goal for the Irish at the 5.
We've been waiting all game for it. The slot man on the safety. Get the blitz pickup. Kyron Williams again. Fantastic pickup. Double move by Avery Davis.
Clock has restarted. Irish looking over to the sideline for the play call. 48 seconds remaining. Notre Dame 2 timeouts. They've got it at the 4. For the game-tying score and extra point. Book gonna throw. Rolling out. And will go to the corner for Skoranek and overthrow him. Second down, 30 seconds remaining. Would you think about running down here, Tony?
I would. I would. You still got your timeout, so you can run the football. I think Clemson is thinking pass. I'd sneak a run in here.
You got a couple of timeouts. Book is so nifty at reading these situations.
And Kyron Williams is shown that he's got a nose for the end zone.
Second and goal, 30 seconds left. Here comes the pressure. Book throws, knocked down, third down. Only 7 seconds left.
Balen Spector got his hand up there.
McKinley and Mayer, the freshman tight end, to the left. Davis and Skoranek to the right. Williams the back next to Book. Third and goal for Notre Dame.
Man rush playing coverage.
Book on the roll. He throws end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown by Davis.
Well, you talk about Avery Davis being a jack of all trades for them. He was huge on that drive.
Dabo Sweeney's team took a run at a field goal before, came close to a block. Jonathan Dorr out of the snap of Michael Vinson, the hold of Jay Bramlett to tie it at 33. Waiting for replay to confirm the touchdown.
Ruling of a touchdown is under further review.
And replay will ice the kicker.
Davis comes down just looking for the hole.
I think it's quite clear. He's a yard clear of the plane of the end zone when he makes the catch, and your forward progress, even that.
And Ian Book really made that play. Trenton Simpson, the linebacker, he's there. He's kind of got Davis covered up, but with Book sliding out of the pocket, that bought the time and allowed the touchdown catch. At least we believe it's a touchdown catch.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
We see you there, young man. You're not alone. A lot of fans both sides catching their breath here. And Jonathan Dorr is hard beating fast. Kicker for the extra point to tie the game at 33. And he bangs it through. And we are all tied at 33 with 22 on the clock at Notre Dame Stadium. What a drive by Ian Book and the Irish to even this up against #1 Clemson.
And this is what Ian Book does so well. He's just going to buy enough time, slide to the right here, and let Avery Davis uncover. Three-man rush. Hard to keep him boxed in. It's just the mobility of the quarterback making that play.
So that drive is Ian Book. Like, did he make a big throw like Uiagalelei or some spectacular, oh, wow? No. But he made almost every play happen because he keeps it alive. He is a winner, period.
He is. He started. The biggest play may have been that run scramble to get out of bounds, save timeouts, pick up a first down and save your timeouts.
So when you break a game down 8,000 ways, one thing you don't talk about is hang time and directional kickoffs, right? But as coaches, you guys talk about it all the time. And Brian Polian, the special teams coach for Notre Dame, has talked very much about how Jonathan Dorr needed to be big in that area. Kicked one out of bounds earlier. As electric a guys you'll find, Travis Etienne awaits. This one's going to take a bounce. It'll slow Etienne down. Here he is on the run. Opened it up to set up a cutback lane. He'll be brought down to the 27-yard line. Isaiah Foskey out there covering. So here comes DJ Uiagalelei. Hey, look, we know he can throw it a long way, right?
We'll see how they play it here. And, you know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to take a shot and throw up one of those 50-50 balls and put it way downfield. Even if it gets picked off, you're going to go to overtime anyway. But they're not going to do that. They're going to play for overtime.
Always wondered in these situations, that deep back, why you don't put a safety back there who can tackle instead of a running back.
Right.
There's one guy back at the 14-yard line, but Uiagalelei will take a knee. And for the first time since 2016, for both of these terrific football programs, they'll play overtime.
Mike, this game has been everything we thought it would be.
What a week. What a night. And there's more. Overtime, and then Saturday Night Live still ahead.
It's your call first. Heads or tails? Tails. You called tails. Tails are the call. It is a heads. You won the toss, Notre Dame. Notre Dame will go on defense. Which way you want to go? Clemson that way.
I had visions of Thanksgiving in Detroit, and Jerome Bettis there on the coin toss. That's why two officials are there for the coin toss, to make sure that it's heard properly and communicated and clearly understood, because I believe it's Phil Luckett was the referee when that happened in Detroit on Thanksgiving many years ago. The game recap: the Irish built a lead. Second play of the game, Kyron Williams, 65 yards. They were up 10-0. Uiagalelei had a big shot downfield to Cornell Powell, who's had an excellent game, to make it 10-7. Then this key turning point. Etienne couldn't hang on. Owusu Koromora scored. Irish went up 20-10. A lead they extended to 23-10. Third quarter dominated by Clemson. An Etienne touchdown with 3:33 left put Clemson ahead. But then Ian Book on a terrific drive down the field finds Avery Davis with a game-tying touchdown. 33 apiece. I don't know who's going to win, but I know I'd sign up with all you college football fans to see this game again in the ACC championship game. Who's going to be the one with the win in the regular season? Uiagalelei will throw it over the top of the slant. Powell right to the end zone, and he's in for the touchdown.
That didn't take long.
Whoa! Just like that, Powell on a rocket shot from Uiagalelei. 39-33, Clemson.
Play action fake and then a rocket to Cornell Powell. On the slant, and that ball is in there before the defenders can react.
We're going to have to review if he was at where the ball was when his bottom hit the goal line. We'll see right there. Looks like when he came down, that ball was right at the plane. It's probably going to be a freeze to confirm it. And here is that freeze.
Very close. Very close.
I think he'll get that.
As close as the Owusu Koromora's.
That's right. At the other end, the touchdown that put the Irish up 10. There. that's the spot where he's down.
I don't know how you could reverse that one.
Look at the second touchdown, if it is a touchdown for Powell. 6 catches, 162 yards. Uiagalelei has thrown for 426 now.
Has he
and
really?
3
That's
touchdowns.
a sneaky 400.
You're the best.
No, it is.
I know.
Mean, I said he's having a good night, and yeah, I'd say maybe 350. That's.
And his dad, Big Dave, has been loving every second of this. He has not sat down since he walked in the stadium.
You know what? He is a proud dad, but I love it. That's how I would be with my boys if they're doing great like this.
So proud of his Polynesian heritage.
The ruling on the field stands.
And that's the right call. That was too tight to reverse what they called on the field.
All the good receivers on this team. They're missing probably their best as well. Cornell Powell in his senior year, who had a sense of desperation in camp, has picked up that sense of desperation.
And Tony Elliott told us that Dabo Swinney had a talk with him last week, and it has. Maybe you should have talked to him a few games ago, right?
We mentioned sitting behind so many big players, including Justin Ross, a terrific player we haven't seen because of the spinal injury that they were looking at with him during this past summer. Jeff Heiser, the referees, coming back to talk to the replay booth one more time here after they've said that the call is confirmed. So after that score, Dad, Big Dave, was watching. Big Dave was loving every second of it up there. Look at him.
Let's go! Let's go!
What a great guy. What a character. Bodyguard for star musicians. He's so proud of his son. He puts out all the great stuff his son does on social media. His son blocked him. He blocked his own dad. He's like, Dad, you can't do this. You're embarrassing me. It's great. Kids all around the country are now big fans of DJ because we blocked Dad on social media.
Oh, gosh. Do you know the real interesting story he told us when DJ was going on his recruiting visit? He went to Alabama, then he went to Clemson. He said when he talked to Dabo Swinney and Dabo talked about his faith in God and being a good father, he wanted DJ to be a good father and a good husband, and this was about more than just football.
After further review, the runner's right leg was down before the ball broke the goal line.
Okay.
The ball replaced at the half-yard line. First down.
Interesting. So the first review was good, and then they said, no, let's go back.
Understand that.
Let's go back and look at it a second time. Terry McCauley, I'll bring you in.
So what they're saying is that lower right leg touches right there before the ball's down. And from that shot, it looks like they're correct. I don't know why they didn't get that in the first place, why they didn't see that. But it does look like that shin, that calf, that is down and the ball's short.
Well, Terry, they may have been looking at what all of us were looking at, just as his bottom came down where the ball was, and then went back to take a look at the shin coming down.
Right there.
So that explains why. And then after it's called confirmed, they come back and unconfirm it.
Which they can do.
Great point, Terry. Thank you. The replay has it under their control. So it's a half yard away. You saw the BC game. Nothing's guaranteed about pounding it in. Uiagalelei is going to take it in his own hands, reach for the goal line, and he is in for the touchdown.
They can't fuck with us!
Dabo said, is that finally a touchdown?
You understand the emotion, the tension of the moment. Language may not bother some. To those who it does, apologies. But I think you understand in the middle of competition that happens and gets caught on the live microphone. 39-33. And guess what?
Ruling on the field was a touchdown. That play is under further review.
And Dabo is many of us. But you know what? I mean, look, here's the system. You can't get most of them right. You have to get all of them right when you have the access to it. So they require multiple looks because you never know what can happen on the next snap. And they just want to make sure on this one. We have Super Mo cameras and cameras everywhere, and you just get so many bodies in here. Try to pick out Uiagalelei, and I think I see his legs and his arms and his shins, and most of him not on the ground when the ball crosses the plane as you look down from pylon cam. As a coach, do you worry what this does momentum-wise on either side, or it's not matter?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to fight through this and just get ready to play when they blow the whistle.
You are one of the most patient men on earth. I will say, Tony, coming in here, I think we both thought that there was a matchup of two pretty good teams from what you'd seen on film, but there was a big question with Notre Dame because they hadn't played anybody who's any good. And obviously Clemson's terrific, and here's the call.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
And I'm just curious, as you've watched them against an elite team, what do you think about these teams, no matter how it ends up here tonight?
Well, I thought the game would be like this. You and I talked about it this whole week leading up to it, and Notre Dame has a tremendous group of young men. They've got a great team, and I'd like to see these teams play 3 or 4 or 5 times, and it's going to be 3-2, something like that. These are evenly matched teams.
Even without Trevor Lawrence, the quarterback play at 425 yards and the 3 touchdowns responsible answer a lot. Potter for the extra point. He knocks it through, so the Irish will need a touchdown and an extra point to move to a second overtime. It took a while, but it was a quick strike from Clemson. It was the one pass and then the sneak from Uiagalelei. What has he done in his first 2 college starts? 58 for 83, 767, 6 Sixers on the board, no picks.
And what that doesn't show, Mike, is the fact that the first game they're down 18. In this game, you're at Notre Dame down 13, and it doesn't faze him. He's played his game and stayed cool and calm. Really impressive for a freshman.
So Ian Book and the Irish offense take the field for a second consecutive possession, knowing they have to score a touchdown. This one to get it to a second overtime. And on the first play, it's a run inside with Kyron Williams for a couple of yards. Worked well in the first half. Has been much better contained by Clemson in the second half.
And Notre Dame knows now they've got 4 downs. That's the advantage of going on defense first. So this is 4-down territory. You won't have that big decision if you get to 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. You know you're going for it.
Last Irish OT game was early in the season in Austin in 2016, the double overtime 50-47 loss to the Longhorns. Officially segment 8. Book retreats. Nobody open downfield. Takes off and fires sideline. Mayer comes back and catches it at the 8-yard line. This terrific freshman. Injury for Clemson. Brazee is hurt. Knee down, inbounds.
Yep, definitely there. And Ian Book time and time and time again in this game, buying time, staying alive. Nothing open right away, just moving around in the pocket.
You see Brazee was on the run there chasing Book and then went down and was in a ton of discomfort when he initially went down. Good to see him getting back up here. You see a couple of Clemson players cramp over the last few minutes. Boy, the freshman tight end is making such a big impact. You know, with all apologies to Pete Buttigieg, There's another freshman mayor from South Bend that the nation is getting to know.
I wondered where you were going with that. Okay, I'll buy that.
The nation is getting to know this mayor from South Bend because Michael Mayer, Player of the Year in the state of Kentucky, #4 in the country in terms of tight end recruiting. I know he made a couple of mistakes earlier, but we've seen him over 7 games. Next level talent.
We're seeing him get better and better and more confident. He does some athletic things that you just can't believe for a man his size.
So it's 1st and goal for the Irish at the 8. Tommy Tremble, the other tight end, in motion. 2 tight ends go to the right. Book reloads, fires. McKinley at the 3. Gain of 5, 2nd and goal. Ron McKinley, the senior. Ray Thornton, who had to come in at safety after Xanders got hurt earlier. Again, another player has not played as much this season. And the Irish so often no huddle, have been huddling throughout. Empty the backfield. And now Book will come under center. They get into a power formation. And hand to Williams, the blocking. The tight ends on that side. To the goal line and in. Kyron Williams for a Notre Dame touchdown. And an extra point from a tie game. Again.
Yep.
Tommy Tremble.
It says Michael Mayer and Tommy Tremble on the left side, just crushing the line of scrimmage, blowing that hole open, and that is just dominant blocking at the point of attack. Kyron Williams takes it in.
And they wait for confirmation from the replay booth. And Jonathan Dorr just went through this for a couple of minutes before waiting. So this series of overtime has gone down here. And we're going to take a deeper look at this. It's come down the south end where the students are.
He's under further review.
Students in the band are not down the south end, although the students are kind of spread out all over the stadium. The band is down at this opposite end of the stadium, the north end, and that's probably where the second overtime will take place. Look in, no body part down at this point. Williams stretching, ball in his right arm, the arm farthest from the plane as he's twisted. His hit, first body part down is there.
And the question is, where is the ball? Has it broken the plane? Hard to tell.
So you establish when he was down, and then you look at this angle, which looks right down the plane. And that seems to all connect for a score. You do like to get them right in the big spots, but the momentum and the energy of the game just comes to a complete grinding stop.
The ruling on the field stands.
And so Jonathan Dorr will come back and try to tie the game. Kyron Williams, his second touchdown, 142 yards on this night. So out of the hole to Bramlett, here's Dorr to send it to a second overtime. And he knocks it through. Well, maybe 2020 hasn't been great, but 2020 has given us 40-40. It's pretty good as we head to overtime number 2.
Oh.
Game of the year in college football to this date. The matchup was terrific with Clemson, 2 national championships in the last 4 years. #1, looking to extend its regular season win streak. And the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, so often this setting for generations, the biggest games of the year in college football. Not as much lately. Been a while since #1 has come in here. 15 years, the famed Bush-Push game with Reggie Bush. course, the game of the century, 1-2 27 years ago, with Florida State being knocked off by Notre Dame. Then the next week, Notre Dame lost to Boston College, and the Irish will play BC coming up a week from today, Chestnut Hill. BC survived up in Syracuse today by a field goal. Irish will get the ball first here in the second overtime.
And what you're seeing here, Mike, is two teams with championship heart, and they're showing it. Momentum swings and change of momentum, and teams fighting back from deficits. This has been outstanding football.
40-40, the Irish go first. And Ian Book right back to Kyron Williams. Brian Brzee cramped up earlier. It looks like he may be bothered again by something as he got over to make that tackle, reaching towards his knee this time. Not sure what the uber talented freshman is dealing with at the moment. Matter of fact, 2 Clemson players are injured here. Brzee is one of them.
He's right over the center. He's going to slide, and he actually gets hit by his own man.
Yeah, cracking down from the corner, Sheridan Jones. And Brzee came back after getting that Gatorade bottle in his hand quickly earlier, but this one was the shot right towards that knee that he's grabbing at.
From Sheridan Jones, yeah.
Again, it does bear repeating, and I know we've said it several times, but this Clemson team is missing 3 excellent defensive players, and Landon Zanders, their safety, got hurt earlier. That's one of the excellent players. James Skowski, quarterback of the defense, groin surgery. They hope to get him back as the season goes on, but he's the guy in the middle of all that confusion that Brent Venables has going on a regular basis. Tyler Davis, who's on some defensive player of the year lists up front, sophomore, is missing his 5th game this year.
Mike Jones, who's a great player for them, outside linebacker.
All right, we'll be right back here in South Bend. Second overtime, 44. As we come across the bottom of the hour, 11:30 here in South Bend, let you know that Saturday Night Live will follow 30 minutes after the end of our game, after your late local news, except on the West Coast. Here's Book on the run, and Book takes off 20. Book's got space. A flag is down as Book gets to the 5 and gets out of bounds at the 2. But as I said, a flag was thrown as Book broke out to the left side. And a flag at the back end of this play as well, over where Book was going out of bounds. So we have 2 separate fouls on the play. First one had the looks of a hold on the Irish from where it flew in from. Don't know what the flag is down here inside the 10 where Book was heading out of bounds. Here's Jeff Heiser with the call.
There are 2 fouls on the play, both of which will be enforced. Holding, offense number 69. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
So the first down comes because of the personal foul as a dead ball foul. The hold here, Tony?
Yes, that's Aaron Banks. And just right there, you see the left hand.
Yep. Restricting Jake Venables from getting there. Now here's the hit back into the play. Book just 1 step out of bounds. That was tough for Charleston to stop.
But he hits him in the white.
So the enforcement on that is the flag for the hold and the 15 from that spot for the personal foul. So the Irish get a fresh set of downs and first down from the 20-yard line here in the top of the second overtime inning, if you will, awaiting Clemson's possession. Wilkins in motion. Book gives to Kyron Williams, caught in the backfield, in trouble, and goes down. Miles Murphy, the other true freshman, who's up with Brzee, as guys who were in high school last year and are star defensive players right now, made a play for a loss of 5.
Well, Clemson has made some adjustments in the second half in their run defense. Ian Book has hurt them running the ball, but really the actual running game, they have done a great job on it.
Yeah, unblocked. His hand was up by that face mask as well. He gets that left hand out of there real quick. Yep.
He does have it.
It does twist, though. Second down. Here is Book out of the pocket trying to take off. They spied him, but he got away. Book at the 20. Book for the first down at the 10. He goes down just shy of it. He started his dive at the 13. So it'll be 3rd and about 3 coming up.
They have had no answer for Ian Book scrambling today. 3-man rush. They can't get him contained. The blitzes, he's still finding the open alley. Just done a great job of finding things. This is a 4-man rush with a spy, but he beats Tyler Venables.
Book 15 runs, 69 yards, a few of them designed, about a dozen of them taking off. He has not been sacked in the game. 3rd and 3, 3 receivers to the top. And Book looking left, throwing left. Yep. It's caught. It's Skoranek reaching for the pylon. Out of bounds before that. First down, out of bounds, just inside the 4 for Ben Skoranek. Everybody to the right and went to the big guy, the 6'3" receiver on the left. Let's watch where that foot goes out of bounds.
Yeah.
There you go.
So 1st and goal just inside the 4.
There you go.
Yep.
Probably get a yard on the spot. In any case, it's 1st and goal from the 3. Tremble is the move man. Williams sneaks it back to the left, and he's pulled back after just about a yard. Keith McGuire comes in, the redshirt freshman. Again, very deep into the personnel for Clemson with the length of this game and the injuries they've suffered.
Well, I think I'm putting it in Ian Book's hands again. Let him throw the ball. If nothing's there, scramble around and move around.
McGuire made that play 11 snaps the last 3 weeks. Only 1 last week against BC. Timeout taken here. You only get one timeout
Notre Dame
per overtime frame. So Notre Dame uses its timeout here. Back in 30. You know, Tony, a couple more replay reviews. We'll be here for the 7:24 sunrise. Moon up on this beautiful night here in South Bend. 2nd and goal for the Irish out of the timeout. Williams right to the right side. Powers to the end zone. And Kyron Williams scores again for Notre Dame.
Came off that big O-line. Just mauled them there. And Clemson has lost a lot of players in the course of this game, and they just come off the ball, double team there, open it up for Kyron Williams.
And you've talked about it from game 1. Tommy Tremble, the junior from Jones Creek, Georgia, fierce blocker from the tight end position.
Good double team at the point of attack, good kick out block, and a good strong hard run by Kyron Williams.
Jonathan Dorr for the extra point, knocks it through. And now offensive coordinator Tommy Rees starts thinking about 2-point plays, because if you go to a 3rd overtime, then you have to go for 2 after your touchdowns. But first, Notre Dame has a chance to stop Clemson and win the game. Well, this one was as advertised. We can only hope for the same tomorrow night. Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya join you from Tampa, where Drew Brees and the Saints and Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, Hall of Famers, champions, go at it. We get you going with Football Night in America in 19 hours and 21 minutes on NBC. Cannot wait for a great Sunday of ball, followed by the battle for the NFC South League.
And I don't know if I'm going to join you in the studio or just go home to Tampa and watch that game.
I know, right?
At the stadium.
Oh, man. DJ Uiagalelei, just a deep breath and a private moment before digging in. Irish stop. They knock off number 1. 4 to the right. Uiagalelei fakes that. He's in trouble. He is sacked. Adi Ogundeji, Kurt Heinrich, loss of 9.
Yeah, they were going for the big play here. They'd run this formation before, thrown a screen out there to ETN. They faked the screen, tried to get it up the field, but it wasn't there, and the pass rush gets to them.
And now, all of a sudden, the feeling on that Irish sideline has changed. You see the gold helmets bouncing, everybody on their feet here. Bo Bauer buzzes out for coverage. Uyunglele hit from behind. Dalen Hayes jumps up and gets him. Another loss, back to the 39.
It's open, and it's a great thing he got there too, Mike, because Davis Allen, this was the fake pitch and the tight end sneak, and Davis Allen is going to be open in the seam, but the pressure gets there.
Oh. What a play by Hayes from Skyline High School in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Injured last year, no sacks in the first 5 games, 2 last week. A massive one there. 2 downs to get 24 yards for number 1. Uyunglele fires in the middle. It's caught and then knocked out. What's the ruling? Incomplete. What a hit on Davis Allen. Sean Crawford there. 4th and 24. Game on the line.
Good ball delivered, but a good hit by Sean Crawford. Well done. Making it a desperation situation now here for Clemson.
Clemson's last regular season loss at Syracuse in 2017. They've won 36 straight. Ian Book and the Irish are 1 snap away from a story to tell forever. Clemson will take timeout trying to find the miracle play, needing 24 on 4th down. And you never count that crew out in orange and white on the sideline.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the way Notre Dame's pass rush is going, it's going to be difficult to buy enough time to get those receivers to make that 24-yard distance.
Tony, you're Clark Lee. Do you bring pressure, or do you just do it with 4?
I think I do it with 4. The way these guys have been coming, the injuries up front to Clemson. Trust your pass rushers, turn them loose, drop back their play coverage.
Along with Alabama, that team is the measuring stick for this era of college football. They're great. They are down a bunch of people on defense. They're missing their top quarterback. They've played a terrific game, but still the Irish can knock them off on this snap. Russian 3, dropping 8. Uyunglele steps up, loads and throws. It's caught. It's pitched backwards, up in the air. It's on the ground, still in Clemson's hands. And now it is down. It is over. And the Irish have knocked off number 1 Clemson. Other again in the championship, and in the midst of the pandemic, there is pandemonium in South Bend.
And not quite social distancing.
Dabo Swinney trying to work his way over. Brian Kelly had a moment there. You see the Clemson team at the top trying to get into that narrow tunnel in the corner to get to their locker room. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish have come up with, finally for Brian Kelly's team, that signature win against one of the best teams, and finally getting one of those teams here. The Irish able to pull it off.
Coach Kelly told us yesterday, impose our will, play a physical game, play for 60 minutes. Well, they had to play for, what, about 75 minutes and impose that will. But you saw championship heart on both teams, and this was a great football game. I think we're going to see a rematch.
This was the scene the last time number 1 went down here 27 years ago this month. Bobby Bowden against Lou Holtz. Notre Dame knocked off number 1 Florida State. They stormed the field, and on this night in South Bend, a night that will go down in history on a day that will go down in history. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish come up with that knockoff of #1, and Dabo Sweeney's team, undermanned, banged up, gave them everything they could handle. Trevor Lawrence and the Clemson Tigers might get another shot at the Irish on a neutral field in the ACC title game. Kyron Williams, sensational, 3 touchdowns and 139 yards. And the first to the start of the celebration in South Bend. Your local news is next, followed by Dave Chappelle and the Foo Fighters and Saturday Night Live. What has happened 3 times before, the longest regular season winning streaks in FBS history, ended by the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Our final score, Notre Dame 47, Clemson 40 in a thriller. With Tony Dungy, Catherine Tappan, Jack Collinsworth, Doug Flutie, our producer Rob Hyland, our director Pierre Musa, and our great team, Mike Tirico. Thanks for joining us on a night they'll remember forever in South Bend, Indiana.